evening, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, it is time for the eye test. And as usual, my name is John Harris. I'm your host tonight. And we're going to talk about Falcons business. And boy, have we got plenty of it. I'm going to be joined by my running partner, Winston Thornton, along with Ray, possibly Nando, C-Dub, and who else? Who else going to come on? Ron may stop through. Keely may stop through. But as we wait for everyone to join, just wanted to preface everything. We are in the midst of a coaching hire. We shopping, kicking the tires, interviewing people, asking them what they think about the city, what they think about and the questions are being asked as to, hey, if you were here as head coach and you got this talent that we have here, what would you do? So, since we have people here and we're interviewing them, all these questions need to be asked, and we need to find out what's going on. What's on your mind? There have been some changes in the lineup. And before I get into it, I would like to welcome C-Dub.
What up?
The Terradome.
Oh, beautiful Terradome. Gotta do an
What's going
induction
on,
over this time.
C-Dub? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I mean, anytime you're dealing with the Atlanta Falcons, you on either the Terradome or the Scream Machine. Headed downhill. It's all downhill, C-Dub.
You ain't lying. Jesus. I tell you, we got the most well, not the most, because I know everyone will tell us that it could be worse. But, John, I just got to ask, when did a six-time world champ don't fit into any situation? I mean, I've heard people saying that we don't need Bill. He don't fit the culture. You're right. He doesn't, because he's not about losing. He doesn't like losing. So you're right. He's not. But dang it. All the yes men that popped out of the womb to fight this. And now we're looking at, if we don't get Raheem Morris, heck, I don't even know if Vrabel really wants to be here. He just left Arthur's house. Honestly, if we don't get none of those two, which would actually tell me, hey, we're trying to get an experienced head coach, which is what we need, we're going to get one of these stupid coordinators, and I'm sorry. They haven't done anything to prove themselves. I mean, you're going to get someone fresh behind the ears, don't know nothing, going to make mistakes and everything. At least if a coach that did it before, I could go, hey, he understands he messed up, and he'll be accountable. Man, these sorry jokers, they don't know how to be accountable. You got Mike and then Mike Bell and Carl Dukes want to complain about their ticket prices going up. Well, knucklehead, you should kiss some more booty. I mean, my Lord. I feel for the people that actually do pay for those tickets to actually, deal with that stuff. Because you got to make a hard decision. I do feel bad for that. But, man.
C-Dub. C-Dub.
Yep.
C-Dub.
Yes. So.
You validated my title for tonight.
Yes.
You validated it, because that angst that you're feeling is the same angst that I'm feeling.
Yeah.
About a man who, in a lot of ways, is really overqualified for the job. Because C-Dub, I'm going to ask you a question.
Yeah.
And I want you to think about it. And Wallace is saying, what's going on? What's going on, Wallace?
What's up,
Thanks for coming
Wallace?
in. Hey, Wallace, you supposed to be in here tonight now. Come on in here. Let me send an invite to Wallace. Well, I'm gonna put the link up so that Wallace can come on in.
Oh yeah,
Because
it's in there.
I do want to hear what what everybody is saying about the situation, because like you say now, C-Dub, as I told you, you have validated the title. Oh, he said he's coming. Thank you.
All right, cool.
All right, he's gonna come. Now, could this man be overqualified for this job?
Well, John, I think it's does he want to deal with the BS?
Well, that's fine, but thing is that the man, this man, Bill Belichick, and
Yes.
before I get started, Mr. Smith, welcome to the Terror Dome, sir.
Hey, how y'all doing?
How you doing, Mr.
We
Smith?
holding on.
All right.
We holding on. Wait. We got people pouring in. I got folks pouring in.
You got people coming through the west side.
Yeah, we got folks pouring in there, and it's El Jefe.
Jefe!
What's going
What's up,
on,
everybody?
The one man I love to debate. What's up, brother?
Yes,
How's
sir.
everyone doing?
Doing good, man.
Confused. We confused.
I don't know, man. Keely, you might have called it, man. I think it wasn't you that said you wanted Slovak here.
No, I said, yeah, you're right. He's not my first choice, but
Okay.
if we had to start over with another rookie head coach, then yeah, that would be my choice.
Yeah. I just kept remembering because I was like going, I remember one of the guys that we did shows with said it. That's what I was trying to remember.
Yeah, my preference is just that we don't go and grab another first-time head coach who got to learn on the job. That's my only thing.
Cool.
Hey, and I'd like to welcome my running partner from up I-95. And hey, I got some rain coming your way, Winston. I got buku's rain coming your way, Winston. So it's raining like hell down here. And that's Mr. Winston Thornton over there.
What's up, Winston?
What's going on, fellas? What's going on?
What's going on?
Yeah, we get that rain tomorrow.
Yeah. Hey, you can get it, man. Cause look, I'm not trying to grow anything, but it's enough rain to grow rice.
I'll probably be flooded here in a bit.
Rice. Okay, now let me set this table right here. Let me put, I don't know what we cooking, but I'm gonna put the plates and the forks and spoons and glasses down, and y'all don't worry about it. It's just one fork. You don't have to distinguish between a salad fork and a meat eating fork and all that type of stuff. And when you drink your water, tuck your pinky finger in and grab it like a man. Grab your water bottle like a man. But look, I came up with this title because I'm looking at the qualifications, and I'm looking at Bill Belichick, and I've already asked some probing questions a couple of weeks ago, and asked some, I guess some reverse type questions, saying are the Falcons interviewing Bill Belichick, or is Bill Belichick interviewing the Falcons? And I say that because, as you can see, and just let me read off what this man has done. And you think about every coach that the Falcons have had. Just let me read off what this man has done. He's an 8-time Super Bowl champion, 3 times Associated Press NFL Coach of the Year, Maxwell Club NFL Coach of the Year, NFL 2000s All-Decade Team, NFL 2010s All-Decade Team, NFL 100th Anniversary All-Time Team, and he has some New England Patriots awards, but I'm not gonna. That's New England Patriots stuff. Then he's got NFL records: most Super Bowl wins, 8. Most Super Bowls wins as head coach, 6. Most Super Bowl appearances, 12. Most Super Bowl appearances as a head coach, 9. Most playoff wins as a head coach, 31. Most playoff appearances as a head coach, 19, tied with somebody. Most divisional championships as a head coach, 17. I mean,
sounds like a nice resume.
You know, and looking at the career history, Baltimore Colts started in 75 as a special assistant. Detroit Lions in 76, assistant special teams. Detroit Lions, 1977, receivers.
Wow.
Denver Broncos, assistant. Yes.
Did you say Baltimore Colts?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I didn't know he was that far. Yeah.
Hey. Before Irsay snuck him out of town in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Hey. If you want to read some comedy, read that story on how the Baltimore Colts left Baltimore.
Okay.
Oh, that's something else.
In the middle of the night.
Huh?
Yeah, I do remember that.
Middle of the night.
I remember my dad saying something about that.
Hey, he had to leave because the Maryland state legislature, somebody was about to pass an injunction to keep him there.
Mm-hmm.
They had police and everybody on all the interstates and all the highways to try to stop him from leaving. Man, I'm telling you, y'all need to read that. Y'all need to read that. I'm serious. But hey,
go ahead. I apologize.
We lost Wallace.
Yeah, I think Wallace flopped out.
Yeah, we lost Wallace. Wallace, come on back in now. Come on back in when you feel like
I think he had to restart his stuff.
Oh, okay. Now where did I start? Okay, Detroit Lions, he was receivers coach. Denver in 78, assistant special teams and defensive assistant. New York Giants in 1979, special teams and defensive assistant. 1980 to 1984, linebackers and special teams with the New York Giants. 1985 to 1990, defensive coordinator. Cleveland Browns, 1991 to 1995, head coach. New England Patriots, 1996, assistant head coach and defensive backs. New York Jets, 97 to 99, assistant head coach and defensive coordinator. And we all know in 2000 to 2023, head coach. Now, I don't know whether they still do this or not, but they turn down people for various jobs for being overqualified. Now, this man, with all of that, hush you, I didn't ask you, doggone Siri. This man is overqualified. This man is overqualified for a head coaching job. That and a report that I was reading earlier this week about it was from was it Adam Schefter, or it was someone reputable that was making the case that the Falcons front office, everyone but Arthur Blank, does not want Belichick here, because Belichick, even though he said in New England that he would be willing to give up the general manager duties in order to stay there, might not be so amenable to doing so here, based on who we have here. Now, I also alluded to the fact that there's Wallace. I'm gonna bring him back. I also alluded to the fact that it might be a situation where he and Belichick and Jim and McKay can't get along because of some past situation. I think Winston brought that up. I think Winston brought that up. And, this, we've completed all, and according to what Winston was saying also, we completed our Rooney Rule interview. Our Rooney Rule interviews have been done. We are at a situation where, especially in light of what happened today when Jim Harbaugh went ahead and stayed, and me and Keely were talking about that earlier. So that's one big name that's off the radar. Now,
I
gentlemen,
don't think he was ever on.
yeah, and you might be right. Might have been a total leverage situation.
I think
Might have been a total leverage situation because right after the news broke that he was hired, it came out that he got one of those "don't get back on the plane headed to Atlanta" offers. Another Deshaun Watson situation. Okay, so gentlemen, right now, what's going on? That's
It's
what I
simple to
put in
me.
front of you.
I put it to you like this. If all right, Bill Belichick was over there in New England for what, 24 years? 23, 24 years?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. They built their front office. It's a well-oiled machine. I mean, I can understand him stepping away and giving up GM duties to solely focus on coaching. Why? Because everything else is in place. All you gotta do is find
Mm-hmm.
another GM. If he was gonna be the head coach there, he would have been part of the hiring process. He would have found a like-minded GM, somebody he can converse with. They get him in the building, and the ship gonna keep sailing. Then
Hmm.
you come to the Atlanta Falcons, and our infrastructure is not built for winning. That's why we don't win. So yeah, if you want to come in here and shake it up a little bit, go for it. Why? Because I know you're doing it with the best intention. I know you ain't in here just to wreck shop and impose your will. What you trying to do is
Yes.
trying to get trying to right the ship. You trying to get us on the winning path. That's what you call a culture. He's trying to develop a culture here. So if Rich McKay need to get out of the way, so be it. Terry Fondo ain't got that much power anyway, so be it. You know what I'm saying? Like it bothers me when people like, well, I don't want Bill because Bill wants too much power. Well, all right, riddle me this: if Bill wants too much power, and what we already had for decades ain't working, and he done sat there and established something that been tried and true and
Mm-hmm.
worked for
Yep.
decades. Why would you not want the same situation here?
Winston,
Ooh.
Winston. If when people say they don't want him to have all that power, who else in our front office is worthy of having more power than him?
Exactly,
Thank
Like
you.
who
exactly.
who
Who got the
who
rest?
has the reputation or the resume of success that he has? Who like the fact that we're not people are talking about you don't want to give him power and give it to what relinquish it to McKay or Terry.
Look,
You
what a
so
lot of
he,
people fail to forget, the last time we went to the Super Bowl, Rich McKay didn't have his power.
Thank
that's correct.
you. Oh,
Rich
I'm
McKay
sorry.
didn't have his power. He
He was
slid
on the
back in the
business
power.
side.
Exactly. Exactly. He let the football people did the football. Rich McKay is still living off that Super Bowl in Tampa Bay. And the presser that we kept bringing up. Bringing
Amen
up.
to that.
How old
And
is that
that
damn Super Bowl? The Super Bowl like 20 years old.
and
Come
It's
Tony
on,
got a
man.
lot of
Dungy
spider webs on it.
and all the players on that Tampa team credit Tony Dungy for building the team. That's
Come
from the
Wow.
on, man.
players. That's from the
Come on.
players.
That Tampa 2 defense, Dungy created it. Come on, man. Like that
Come on.
that makes no sense. Like who all right, say we get the hot name like Bobby Slow. All right, so then the dynamic is Bobby gonna have he gonna want a certain well, he got majority of his offensive pieces anyway, so that's cool. But he gonna want things a certain way, he gonna look for a certain player. All right. Well, with the current power structure, either the coach or the GM is running the draft, and the other one is running free agency. All right,
Okay.
but both have to answer to McKay before they can pull the trigger. That makes absolutely no sense. When that man
Thank
is
you.
as when that man is as antiquated as Arthur Blank, he's so like Rich McKay is so far removed from actual day to day football that it doesn't make sense. He's not up with the time. He's up with the rules because he lead the competition committee. He's up with the legal side and the politically correct way to do things. All right, that's cool. Stay on that side. You're a lawyer. Stay on that side. Keep doing what you're doing over there. When it comes to this football, get somebody in here who knows football and
Come on, Winston. Keep it going.
who knows football better than Bill Belichick. I mean, like honestly, who alive has a resume that Bill Belichick had? And in 15 more wins, he's surpassed with 15 more wins, he surpasses everybody. Who has a resume like Bill Belichick? Ain't a GM out there, ain't a head coach, not a player that has the resume that Belichick got. Yeah, I would have said Ozzie Newsome with the Ravens, but he's not the GM.
He
He been in
left.
the front office for years. Now
Yeah.
he up in the front
I,
Yeah,
office.
he left.
yeah,
He left.
he's been gone since Lamar, since they draft after the year they drafted Lamar, I think, right?
Yeah, the same
Yeah.
the year that they
Yeah.
did draft.
Yeah, that's
But
right.
he's in the front office. He's an advisor. That's the same. That's the same type of position that Belichick said that he want to do when he finished coaching. He want to be in an advisory role.
And if
Why
he
would
could
you
do it
not
here,
want to bring
whew,
man?
See,
Man,
that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Because let me ask this question. And Winston, you partially answered it, and you probably already answered it. But it's a question that I wanted everyone to hear from me. In the time that you guys have watched football, has anyone been this qualified that didn't have a job?
Oh,
no.
I mean, not by their choice.
No. I'm talking about. Okay, I need a job.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Belichick, whether it's Arthur Smith, whatever. When you lay resumes down on the desk, is there
Blind
anyone
resumes.
that has anybody who has a resume like this man does here? And I mean in NFL history, and I can't think of anybody.
there isn't
No,
one.
no. The only person I
I
could
can't
think
think of
would have
anybody.
been no, not even Cower. Not even Cower and Jimmy Johnson, but they, did their things, and they
Adam
retired when they were done.
Their
Adam
runs were too
Schefter.
short, and nobody had the
Yeah,
same amount of championship. And then 15 more wins, ain't nobody would have the same amount of wins.
we
Adam
could all say Don Shula because he had
Adam
15 wins.
Adam Schefter made a really good point. He was on the Pat McAfee show, and they were talking about how come um Belichick isn't viewed as a hot commodity based upon his resume, right?
Oh, I
And he
saw that.
said he said this is eerily similar to when Tom Brady became available. He
Hmm.
said Tom Brady only got two serious calls, and that was from Tampa, and I believe he said the Chargers at that time.
Oh
And I
wow, I
think
thought Oakland was.
and I remember, and allegedly he wanted to go to some team. I believe it might have been the Raiders, allegedly, because I remember Tom made a quote was like, "For real, for this guy." That was his quote. Like they did, y'all really don't want me for this guy. But he
I
never
do
said
remember
what.
that.
But
Okay,
I don't. But he never said what team it
Him,
was.
hmm
yeah.
And
talking
uh,
about Derek Carr.
yeah, so
Poor guy.
so
Poor Carr.
allegedly that may have been the Raiders. So he only had two serious pursuit, and then he went to
Wow.
Tampa. And Schefter was like, it's eerily similar to that. And then he goes and win another ring. It was like this dude, he's literally the most decorated quarterback in NFL history, but I guess everyone assumed that he was done, like there was nothing left. And
You
I
know the
think that's
crazy
how they're
part.
looking at Bill.
You know the
All
crazy
right.
part. Like
Go ahead, Winston.
so many people was like, you know, uh Belichick let Brady go too soon, and he proved that because he went and got another ring.
Yeah.
But Belichick is going to do this. He'll let you go a year early, then hold you a year late. He's
So
always
real
been like
quick,
that.
hold on, real quick, Winston, to answer Demetrius Jeffrey. Um, yeah, you're correct, but not when he became available in 2020. They're talking about the last time he retired. That's the report that came out where Shanahan allegedly told Brock Purdy that they were going to pursue Brady after the year he retired from Tampa. So that wasn't the year he came available after leaving New England. That report was about when he was leaving Tampa. Well, I'm sorry, Winston. Go ahead. I just wanted to address his
No.
comment.
Go ahead. Matter of fact, hey John, go ahead. 'Cause I'm about to Google something real quick.
Oh, okay.
I
All right.
thought
Now let me
oh,
pull our guest in. Cause see, guest, you're not gonna sit up here and be watching me talk. Now you're gonna have to you're gonna have to participate. All right, Wallace, what you think about all this, man? What you got?
I don't know. They just being patient and like they said, they was gonna do a thorough interview with all their candidates. And for all we know, Bill is still probably their top guy. And maybe
Okay,
all this,
yeah,
maybe all this is just smoke and mirrors. We don't know.
could be,
All right.
could be.
just like our
So
defense.
But I want you guys, if I may, I want you guys to listen to First Take today because Stephen A. Smith and what's the other dude that's with him? Big bald head
Shannon
dude.
Sharp.
Shannon Sharp.
Oh no,
No, it wasn't
that's
Shannon.
Swagoo.
Ragu. Now who is
Yeah,
he?
Swagoo. Yeah,
Swaggle.
yeah.
Swagger.
Yeah. Not Marcus. Is it Marcus Spears?
Yeah,
Yes, that's
that's it.
They
Marcus
call
Yeah.
Spears.
yeah
Marcus
Marcus Spears.
Spears.
Okay,
He
I
played
wanted to
for
make sure I
For
got the man's
Dallas.
name right.
He
See
played for
now,
Dallas and went to LSU.
Yeah.
oh, okay. But well, I'm gonna go through the comments here, and I see old Tidy's in here. What's going on, Tidy?
All right.
And
Tidy.
Demetrius Jeffries peeping around and strapped up 24. He said, enough of being patient. You can only be patient for so long. Make a decision already and stand on it. If McKay needs to be relieved of his duties, then so be it. A
Hey.
double men in the big chapel of the little church.
Yeah, we
Get him
stated.
going.
Oh,
That's the move that needs to
And
be
maybe
done,
we
but
need to
Blank
say
doesn't
it
have the balls
again.
to do it.
Yeah,
No,
maybe we need to say it again because some people are hiding in the back and they in the overflow room and the sound ain't working too
mm-hmm.
good in there. So, but I'm going to play a snippet of what what was going on First Take today.
Okay,
I hope you guys can hear.
all right.
Maybe if I cut the volume up, that'll help one.
Yeah,
it might work.
sometimes.
Belichick had a second interview with the Atlanta Falcons this past week, but otherwise, the 71-year-old six-time Super Bowl winner, put some respect on his name, has had no other reported interviews. Here's Adam Schefter on the latest.
The Falcons have this open search. Like there's a lot of people, and maybe in the end it comes up on Bill, but maybe it doesn't. We don't know how it's going to work out. But so far, like that's the only team that I can tell that has engaged in heavy conversation. That's crazy to me, but that's the reality.
All right, I've been waiting to tackle this one. Stephen A., are you surprised that Bill Belichick, who many have called the greatest coach of all time, there isn't more interest in him, just the Atlanta Falcons, who aren't contenders by any means?
Sadly, no, I am not surprised. For the record, I think it's important that everybody here knows. I believe that the Dallas Cowboys, I'm not advocating Swagoo that Mike McCarthy should have been fired. I think there's a difference between you being fired and a team saying, look, we appreciate you, but that's a six-time champion over here. We can't pass up this opportunity. You see the difference? I'm saying that you don't boot Mike McCarthy out the door because he lost a playoff game to the Green Bay Packers when he had back-to-back 12-win seasons. But you do boot him out the door to get a 6-time champion when you're an 81-year owner and you're supposedly starving for a championship. And clearly that was what I thought in regards to that. But nevertheless, looking at that and looking at the Philadelphia situation, which I also thought should have given it consideration, I still can sit here and tell you that I'm not surprised, and here's why. It's something that I've said for weeks, months actually, and I'll say it again. Bill Belichick is responsible in a lot of people's eyes for Tom Brady walking out the door in New England. So from that moment forward, you are the guy that pushed out the golden boy. If Tom Brady, doggy, had said, it's time for me to hang it up. I really appreciate everybody. I love y'all, blah, blah, blah. Beautiful press conference. Hug one another, sing Kumbaya. Bill Belichick would still be in New England. They would still revere him. And we would just have to go through a process where we have to rebuild. But because he nudged Tom Brady out the door, because Tom Brady wanted him to kiss the ring, per se, as they say, and that didn't happen. Robert Kraft had to go along with that after years of supporting Tom Brady. Once that happened, it was on Bill Belichick. When Tom Brady won the Super Bowl championship in Tampa, what did Robert Kraft reportedly say? That man, as in Bill Belichick, told me that this man couldn't play anymore. And here he is winning a damn Super Bowl championship. And from that point forward, Tom Brady wins a championship. New England makes the playoff one time in 4 years, gets shellacked by Buffalo by about 40 plus. They can't find an offense. They can't build talent. They can't do anything. And so now if you're Atlanta, you're Philly, you're Dallas, you're anybody else, there's two things that you're saying. Number one, there's no way in hell we want him to run the show. We want him to coach, but we don't want him to run the show. But secondly, and more importantly, even if he were to coach, isn't this the same dude that hired Matt Patricia and Joe Judge as offensive coordinators and has derailed the career of Mac Jones, who was once an all-pro in his rookie year and has gone from that to virtual obscurity because he's played like hot garbage? That was under Bill Belichick. And because of that, combined with his resume, I can see teams saying, we know we don't want him to run the show, but he's Bill Belichick. And in Atlanta, I got a CEO, what's his name again? McVay? McKay, right? Okay. I don't know if Bill Belichick's going to want to listen to him or anybody else. And I think that's where your problem lies. I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for not letting Russo talk. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, Mad Dog. Oh, Mad Dog.
He may have
Jesus Christ.
He may have misspoke on one thing. He said Mac Jones was an all-pro. He was a Pro Bowler, not an all-pro.
Yeah, he was a Pro Bowler. He wasn't a.
Yeah. Okay. But
that's Stephen Naismith.
But I'm gonna tell you now, those two things, especially the last thing about Mac Jones and them bringing in two defensive coordinators to try to develop a quarterback. See, I've got to point it out, and it is a strike, in my opinion, against him because I can't absolve Arthur Smith and excuse Bill. Can't do that.
But I bet you one thing, John, if you ask Bill straight up going, what was the point of putting those guys in? He'd actually give you an answer versus, well, you would hope he would give you an answer, but he would give you an answer more than just going, well, that's just media being toxic. You see what I'm saying? I mean, I would expect Bill to at least give an answer. It may not be the right answer. It may not be the answer everyone wants to hear, but it would be an answer nonetheless. So,
and to your point, whatever answer he would give me, and this is just me, you guys think for yourselves and speak for yourselves. Mm-hmm. This is just me. I would accept it more from Bill Belichick dragging all them rings than I would from Arthur Smith.
Thank you. Yeah.
Even if he why did you do that, Bill? Oh man, okay, all right.
I think it's
But
a I think it's a strike, but it's not. I don't think it's the biggest indictment that people think it is. Because Josh
yeah,
McDaniels started on the defensive side of the ball and coached, and then came over to offense. The one of the greatest innovative offensive coaches in NFL and football history, the inventor of the West Coast offense started coaching defensive backs.
yeah,
So I think in some respects it's overstated that like if you're an offensive coach, you got to stay on the offensive side of the ball. But it is an indictment that he had a young quarterback that didn't get developed. But
hmm
in the same breath, he had a 6th round pick that got developed into the greatest quarterback of all time under his watch as well.
yep.
Come on now.
I mean,
Uh,
you're cooking.
so it kind of it's like yeah you can like for every strike you can give him you could say he's a bad GM, and I could point out he drafted Vince Wilfork and drafted Ty Law and
Yeah,
drafted all these Hall of Fame players. Like he drafted Gronk. He drafted like for every strike you give him, there's a counter. So I put it like this: Jordan didn't make every single game winner. Like he's the GOAT,
yes,
and and the GOAT has missed. He swung and missed, but he's also got way more right than wrong.
yeah, exactly.
Um, and so
Hmm.
I get the argument of he did Mac Jones a disservice, but he did Tom Brady a great service.
Yeah,
It's like, bro.
Yeah.
So
yeah. You know
he
what's
did.
funny? I saw. I'm going to go here, Keely. I saw your response when Stephen A. was talking about he nudged him out the door, dude. Tom Brady has been a loyal soldier and always, sacrificing the money. We all know about that. But he said he wanted a chance to go out there and experience that free agency and just move on. And he did. Now, I'm also going to say this to Winston's part, where Winston mentioned it. Bill will let you go, especially if it's a year early.
Yep.
And sure enough, Tom Brady wins the Super Bowl. But what happened afterwards? We never talk about that. Once Gronkowski left him, Tom Brady became very average. And now look, Tom Brady played really well at times, but then there were some games he was a stinker. I mean, let's be honest. There's some games you could watch, like you compare last season or the season last and this season, Tom Brady's last season and Baker Mayfield's season. I hate to say it, but some people would say Baker outplayed Tom. But it's just because Father Time kicked Tom in the gonads.
Well,
I mean,
see,
I
there.
asked, yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say you touched on something very important,
Yeah,
and I don't think people speak on it enough. You
yeah,
said that Bill has a habit of getting rid of people a year too early, right?
yes, sir, yes,
The thing that a lot of people miss is that Tom had been taking home team discounts for years.
For
yes,
years.
He had been promising, "Hey, we'll square you up. You gonna get your
yeah,
big contract. You gonna get your big contract." Then when it
exactly.
was due to pay him, what happened? He was like, "All
Yep.
right, nice to meet you. Good luck on the way out."
Yeah,
Tom Brady going to Tampa got the biggest paycheck he ever got. That's the
exactly.
that's the dynamic that people are missing in that equation about letting Tom Brady walk out.
Uh huh.
Again, he has a history of being very frugal, and before
hmm
I have to pay you,
I'll let you
I'm
go.
going to I'll let you go.
Yeah,
It was time to pay Tom Brady.
yes.
He was finally a free agent. It was time to pay him, and he said, "Nice to do business with you. Um,
Thank you for all you done. I
thank you
mean,
for all you're doing." That's the part of it. He was. It's not that he didn't want Tom Brady. He did not want to pay a
No, that
40-year-old
salary.
Tom Brady that amount of money. That's the
and
dynamic that people missing.
about that dead money. You can only imagine what it would have been if he would have stayed because you know how loyal Bob Kraft is to him. Now, what I was saying is, think about that last year, guys. Tom struggled to get through the year. That's why I said I could actually say Baker was better than Tom in his last year. And I'm not trying to be funny about it. I actually messaged John while watching the Lions and Bucks game. I said, we keep talking about vet quarterbacks. Why not the Falcons take a run at Baker? Because something about Baker, he's tough. He just stays in the pocket. He's throwing that thing. He's working with the team. I mean, look, I wasn't a big fan of his when he first came out, but I will say this. He really has impressed me this year. He's been through the ups and downs through the NFL, and you could tell, he's learned through a lot through that.
Baker, yeah, he's a gamer, man. Like there's no back down in him, and if he talks
He don't
trash,
blink.
talking bad too, he don't blink. Don't get me wrong, he had to grow because I mean he was coming from that spread offense in Oklahoma to this up to the NFL. But at the same time, you do have to remember Baker was the one that broke Cleveland's playoffs, not going to playoff streak. He was the
Thank
quarterback
you.
there. And then Cleveland tried to sit there and put build around him, but everybody kept getting hurt. And then he got hurt, and then it was just back downhill. What's going on, Ron?
What's up?
Ron,
stepping to the stage. Ron coming to the stage. What's going on, Ron?
Nothing much.
All right. Now you know what we fussing about.
What?
You know what we fussing about, don't you, Ron?
What?
Ron, come on, man.
I guess he don't know.
Ron, did you not see the title?
I seen it, but I don't want y'all to tell me. I think I'm dreaming.
Good answer.
Hold on. All right. So Jim Harbaugh. Hold on. Jim Harbaugh's not with us. That's number one.
And
he's playing in LA.
Yeah. And that was what was it? About 7:00 that broke. 7 8 o'clock that broke.
Yeah. It's about 7:15.
You know when I knew? You want me to tell you when I knew? I'm gonna tell you when I knew. It was way before 7:00 when Winston posted that he had canceled the interview with the Atlanta Falcons. When I seen Winston post that, that's when I said, "Oh, he's signing. He's signing today."
Yeah. Yeah. As soon I saw Jim Harbaugh.
You know the vibe. Like as soon as I said that spoke on the jump, like a little bit after that, that's when ESPN and Bleacher Report started coming out. Was like, no, it was always scheduled for Thursday. It was always scheduled for Thursday. I'm like, nah, man. That's why on the jump I put a little edit. It was supposed to be scheduled for Thursday.
Hey, y'all know Jim. Jim was calling his wife and said, "All right, honey, when I call you, say yes, Falcon office. How may I help you?"
So he was supposed to have a second interview today.
To me,
the second interview was supposed to be today. So
no, the second interview is supposed to be tomorrow.
I mean, it was supposed to be today, and then they was
originally it was supposed to be today.
Yeah,
that's what I thought too at first, because that's what they said last week. And then what is his name? Ian Rappaport said they came out earlier today talking about something. Well, it's supposed to be the second interview had been scheduled for Thursday a while ago, whatever. It's always been Thursday. Like, nah. Because when I first look at it, we interviewed him last Tuesday. Last Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
We set up the second interview Friday. Originally they said Wednesday.
Right.
Verbal wasn't supposed to be on the docket for the interview today.
Yeah, but he got to go to Arthur's house.
But this my thing. If he was the guy, we would have been signed him. You see what I'm saying? If that guy, Arthur Blank, you would have signed him right then and there. No ifs about it.
He was never coming to Atlanta.
No, I agree.
Interview.
But
he was never coming to Atlanta.
you
I think
cannot
it
have
was it
steps,
was a big smoke screen.
but
It
you
was just
cannot.
It was a
leverage.
drive up. It was a drive up. It was drive up. The Chargers what they willing to pay him,
Right,
Hmm.
and what he gonna end up getting that'll be released sooner or later. But
right,
when it does come out, he better
5-year
send
deal.
he better send Arthur Blank a card, a thank you
right,
card,
right.
because
But
he
we
helped him
weren't the
get
only
paid.
one.
But
We
what?
weren't the only one he was using for leverage because
Right,
Exactly.
I saw reports that Michigan was preparing to find some money to go
right.
to
That
go
Go
re
all
up
in.
for him.
I said
Yep.
it
Yeah,
2 weeks ago
he
on
was
here.
he was just in Washington. What's today? Today Wednesday. He was just in Washington yesterday, Monday
Hmm.
or yesterday for
Right,
a fundraising event,
right.
taking pictures and stuff out there. So
But
and Washington had an opening at the time. So it's not hard to sit there and try to connect the two. You know what
right,
I'm saying? And then he just slid over to the Chargers, but released a statement saying that he's still highly interested in the Falcons. And then a
right.
little bit
Cool.
after that,
But
Yeah.
they get the deal
remember,
done.
two
Come on.
weeks ago, two
Hey,
weeks ago, I said it on here. I said, "Do you think he using us and Michigan to try and get the most money?" I
Yeah.
said,
Yeah.
Well, he already had a contract with Michigan on the table. He just
right,
didn't sign it yet.
right.
Yeah.
yeah.
But I
Now,
knew he was going to try to use us and the Chargers to see where he could get the most money at. I
no, I
said
don't
that.
even think it was
It's,
that. It wasn't even
it's the
that.
money. It's the money and the protection.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing.
I don't
Because
think he was. I don't think he was doing a bidding war. I think he wanted to go to LA the whole time.
I
It
believe
wasn't.
that.
Yeah.
It wasn't a
majority of
matter
his
of
career
who
was
offered
over
him the
on
most
the West
money.
Coast.
It wasn't all right. So to Winston point, how he was appearing at every other place but LA. Such he's in Washington where they got an opening. He's in Atlanta where they got an opening.
Right,
Every
Hmm.
single thing was to leverage the Chargers. It
Yeah.
wasn't like it wasn't biggest man wins the pot. He was just trying to get the pot from LA, which is where he wanted his destination the whole time.
And
And I truly
remember,
believe it.
by the way, he wanted to go, you know, Justin Herbert's there, the quarterback.
Yeah,
So that,
yeah.
I
He
know
got the
Washington has the 2 pick overall. I know, or 3, or I'm just saying,
Number
you
two, I
know,
think.
and I think Herbert was the clinch point for him. It's like, I got him. I'll work around everything else.
Oregon
So
and
I
majority.
don't. I mean, look, I know I wanted Harbaugh, but I knew in my heart of heart there was no way because if you're comparing the Charger job, the only thing you could have said was, well, maybe he doesn't want to deal with the competition. But this is Jim Harbaugh. The man's going to want to deal with competition.
right,
So he don't care about the Raiders. He'll go after the Chiefs. He'll go after the Broncos. And dang, you talk about a dang division with coaches, man. We're going to see 4 guys there that are going to be quite hilarious on the press conference.
right.
Oh, he all
But
right though.
I think we got the most cap between us and the Chargers.
Division with
I don't
coaches.
know.
But I
No,
think we
The
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 Chargers
Chargers
got
in
Chargers
the
talent.
the Chargers in the hole right now.
they're in
right,
the hole. They
right,
45 million in the hole.
The
right.
Ain't
Chargers
Khalil
in the
Mack
Because
hole.
still
no,
ain't Khalil
they
Mack
put
still
it. They
over there?
Yeah, he's still
Khalil
out
Mack
there.
over there.
Yeah.
they and the
And
and the
Joey
Bosa
Bosa?
over there.
and the younger Bosa. Well, not the older Bosa. The older
And
Bosa
Joey
is still
Bosa?
over.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah,
He
Yeah.
over there.
Yeah,
And they
and then you
yeah.
paid
got
Why?
Derwin
Dervin
James.
James.
You got
But
Derwin James on the back end.
Yeah.
but
Come on,
So what we
they
talking about?
got to get rid of a lot of their players too because of
yeah,
money.
Yeah,
I know
to
they're
get
gonna have
that
to
who ain't
contract.
restructure some
leaving.
contracts.
I know
You
who
gotta
ain't
think about
leaving.
it. They
Derwin James ain't going nowhere.
You
And
sure?
Justin Herbert ain't going nowhere. I'm positive.
Oh, they're gonna restructure
yeah, no,
contracts.
no,
They ain't
they ain't
not
going
going
Yeah.
nowhere.
nowhere.
You don't
Dirt.
think?
They ain't going nowhere.
Tell me this. Why you gonna keep on signing a player that cannot stay healthy? Why?
Easy because of the talent.
That's
But
why.
When he's on the
And,
field, the talent
wait,
is electric.
wait a
and,
minute.
and I'm going to tell you, Jim
Wait a minute.
Harbaugh, with those guys, he's going to look. He's going to motivate those guys. Let's not
Of
act like
course.
he's not.
But what
Motivated
I'm
ain't even the
saying,
question.
Yeah,
He's gonna get them striking.
yeah.
That
Yeah, he's
defense
gonna
is coming
coach him
straight
up. Yeah.
downhill.
But
I'm
what
telling you.
I said,
Christian McCaffrey couldn't stay healthy in Carolina. He's pretty much the MVP of the league this year.
right,
Like
He
but
definitely should be co-MVP.
Yeah.
what I'm saying is you not on the field 75% of the time. Why would I keep you on this team?
But
For
I
you,
mean,
what?
he's still on the contract.
look at Keenan Allen. Look at Keenan Allen. He stay hurt. Keenan Allen ain't been healthy a whole season in the past like 6, 7 seasons. He stay hurt, but he stay on the team. They keep him because when he's on the field, he's a difference maker,
He
if
and
might
that's
be.
Mahomes,
undeniable. He when he's on the field, he's a top 5 on wide receiver,
if
hands down in my eyes. Anyway,
if Mahomes get hurt for 2 consecutive years, you think Kansas City gonna give up on him?
No, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying Donovan James, since he been in the NFL, he had not played a whole season. Why keep on giving out these players money and you not even on the field 75% of the time?
I've said
Forget
this a million times. I'll have Kobe for 50 games a year, then Smush Parker for 81 a year.
82.
Thank
Come on now,
you. Thank you.
easy, easy.
But
But look,
if he's still on the contract, you got to keep him. So why
but
get
you
rid
can
of him?
trade him though.
Let the contract run out and then go from
Well,
there.
hey,
no,
and see,
he said you can trade him,
You the trade him.
and
but I
Ron,
wouldn't trade him.
How many?
But I
It
mean,
depends on how
Ain't,
many
ain't
years he got
nobody
left.
ain't nobody gonna eat up that kind of money to trade for Derwin
yeah,
James.
yeah, and
no,
Ron,
James still on the rookie contract. He ain't got
He
yeah,
paid
a
ain't
yet.
got
lot of
paid yet.
times you got to
Okay.
have a
No,
trade
James
No,
still
he
on
part.
his rookie.
You got
he's
to
not on
have
the.
somebody.
James been in the league what 3 years or 4 years?
This might be his fifth year, ain't it?
No, I don't
Who?
think so.
Derwin
Derwin James.
James. He done
Yeah,
got paid. He done
Hold
got
on,
he
paid.
got he got
I
that
thought he
back
got paid.
a long time ago.
hold on, hold on. No, because he ain't been in the league that long. He
If
ain't
he
that
already
old.
got, if he already got
If he done
paid,
got paid, he done been in
Oh,
at
no,
least
he just
5.
got paid. He just got paid. He got a
Yeah.
4 year, 12 million. Well, no, hold on. That's his rookie contract.
I
Hold
thought he
on, hold
got
on.
paid.
Hold on. I'm on Sports Track now.
Yeah.
Let's see.
if he
No,
already got paid,
All
he
right,
probably.
he just signed it. His base salary is 12 million a year. He
Okay.
got a 4 year, $76 million contract.
Oh yeah, that's
This was the
good.
first. Um, he signed it in 22. All right, this is the first year that they can get out of it.
bye bye.
What 24 after this season? After this
I'm not
season,
letting him
they
go.
can get out of it. I wouldn't. Well,
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
put it to you like that. He's auditioning for his job.
he's an all
Yeah.
pro safety that's cheap for the market at this point. Because look how much we just paid Jesse Bates. He's an all pro safety that's considered cheap in this market. Like
Yeah,
if he had 1 or 2 years left on his deal, then you start and he's unhealthy, then you look at trading him. But
Right.
but with
yeah,
this
he
much
just
time
signed
left
it
on the
this year.
deal, yeah, with that much time left on his deal, I don't see them trading him.
And plus the fact you got to find somebody to send him to get, get some compensation. Because see, hey, we're looking at the same thing with the Atlanta Hawks. Uh, even though I don't agree with the trade scenarios they're coming up with, but you know,
Oh, don't. Yeah, we don't need to go there.
we
Jesse
you
Bates
can't sucker
contract
these
cheaper.
folks. You can't sucker these folks because see these
Mhm.
folks watching the same way we looking.
I mean,
Ooh, you mean them joker trying to doggone swindle us? Y'all trying to use us. No,
I mean,
no,
my
no.
homeboy always say it a sucker born every day. Who gonna be the sucker?
Usually,
Well,
anyone in Atlanta.
well,
We would if we
besides
keep
us, hey
Elizabeth
Ron,
Rich
besides
McKay in power.
us, Ron, besides us, ain't too many. Because see, some of these people come from organizations that have done this type of work successfully before. And you know, sometimes you might be able to get away with something, but nowadays it's real hard. It's real hard.
It
Now,
is.
now just like our organization here, we're in going back to the Falcons. See, Rich McKay, as I think Keeley and
Dumpster juice.
you know,
Gotta
they've
do.
already stated
Mm.
this man and Bill Belichick are going to bump heads, are bumping heads now. And
They've been
Arthur
bumping heads.
Blank, because see, I was looking at another article today talking about how good of a friend and trusted associate that Rich McKay is with Arthur Blank right now. Okay. And going against him, that's, I mean, you got a situation right here. You got a
No, you don't.
situation here where he is not going to listen. Bill Belichick and Rich McKay is going to be war up there right off of 85 at Flowery Branch. It's
Please,
going to be war.
Wait a
It's
minute.
going to be war.
It all boiled
passive
down.
aggressively.
It all
Go
boiled
go
down.
ahead, John.
Can
Go ahead, Ron. Go ahead, Ron.
it all boiled
No,
down
no, I'm saying
to
go ahead, James. I mean,
is Bill Belichick,
Oh.
can he bring us back to the promised land? Yes. Can Rich McKay get the F out here? Yes.
yes,
ASAP. Right now.
expeditiously.
I would take the moving truck down there and pack his shit up my damn self.
I'll come down and help you, and I'm in
Hey,
Virginia. I'll come down and help you.
hey, we all go down there. Get his
like,
ass out here.
like my old boss used to say, he need to leave RAT right now.
So,
I'm trying to tell you.
so that the problem is, can Bill Belichick take us to where we need to go? Yes.
Hmm? I have no doubt of that. I have no doubt of that because he's been there before. Now, James Holloway don't think so. James, you gonna come on in here and enumerate and enunciate on your point? Because James Holloway said Belichick will not get it done. Now,
And
that
this,
and I read a
oh,
comment. I think I
go ahead,
posted
John.
a
I'll go
comment.
ask.
I think I posted, okay. Now, this is something that James Holloway said earlier. He said, I love everything Belichick has accomplished, but to me, his prime coaching days are long and gone. Now, the thing is that head coach, one thing about head coach, and just think back as to what Belichick did on the sideline. Belichick had his assistants running the game. If I remember correctly, y'all correct me if I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, a person like a Belichick, at this juncture in his career, 71 years old, he is more of atmosphere. He's more atmosphere. He is a person that instills a vision, gets to his coordinators. He has a vision offensively, he has a vision defensively, but he lets the coordinators run the game. And what he will do if there is a crucial decision, like going forward on a fourth down play, whatever, he will, okay, say for instance, you want to go for it on fourth down. He will say, okay, let's go for it. Relying on his coordinator to give to call the best possible play in order to get that fourth down convert. I see you with your hand up, Keith. Go ahead.
So are you saying this is applicable to both sides of the ball? That he's off, his hands are off coaching?
Um, from what I have seen, especially in the later years when Tom Brady was there, when when everything was done, he was more a manager.
Okay. The reason I ask is this because I've always understood that he has conceded the offensive side of the ball,
Mm-hmm.
pretty much to Josh McDaniels or Bill O'Brien for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
But the one thing I've noticed is that they've had multiple DCs from Romeo Crennel to
Yeah.
What's the guy who was here
Patricia.
before? And I'm talking about
Flores.
at Florida. I'm talking about and the other guy who was just here in Atlanta before our guy came in.
Oh,
From
Peas.
yeah, he had Peas. He had all
I
these
thought,
coordinators.
yeah, he did. He did.
Hmm.
And the thing that never changed, despite the numerous DCs, was the defense.
Right. Right.
So that to me, that doesn't sound like his hands are off of the defense because
Oh,
through
true.
five, six,
True.
seven, through 5, 6, 7 different defensive coordinators, the defense never changed.
Right. It was a 3-4, and he had
Mhm.
one great big old somebody there.
Yeah, he
Yep.
had
He still had his hands on the defense, but he didn't have to worry about the
Yeah.
offense so much when he had
that,
Brady.
and
Right.
that's
I
what
think
I'm
game
and
planning,
Yeah.
yeah, game planning and putting things together, assignments, stuff like that. I think him and the defense coordinator worked together and everything on. I don't think he's like totally out of the blue
Yeah,
with
once
it.
once once Brady left, then he had to worry about the offensive side, then he had to worry about the defensive side. The new two OCs he had to bring in, and they trying to learn on the fly the playbook and what called the plays.
because
So
that's how he made his bones in the league. He came up
right, right,
as
because
a
the
defensive
defensive,
coordinator.
yes,
Yeah, with the Giants and that
hmm
great Giants defense and everything. Like that's how he made his bones. I don't think he would ever take his hands off of the defense or defensive play calling.
right.
Um,
Not completely.
yeah,
No, he'll
not
never do that.
completely.
So he know what he likes to run in order to stop his opponent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hmm.
It
I
just
don't think
doesn't
he'll
seem
be
he
as
has that
hands
level of
on.
trust.
How long? How long,
I
Bill Belichick, if we do decide to sign him? How long Bill Belichick gonna be here?
I mean,
He
I,
say at
I
least 4 years
hold
out
on,
the gate.
hold on. Watch
Well,
this, watch this. Because this is what a lot of people is fail to understand.
You
It,
said
we
40
don't
years?
we don't need Belichick to be here for 10, 12
Right.
years. We don't need it.
What?
Sometimes it's quality over quantity.
What?
Yep.
If he can get in here and fix and rebuild our infrastructure to where
Hey.
we
Whew.
a winning culture, an actual winning franchise, where he done set and pointed us on the right direction, and now we
yep.
got our ducks in a row. If
And
he's
Come
then
only
on.
move
here for
upstairs.
if he's only here for 3 years, and he done got us together, and we can see the drastic change in the decision making. And how we represent ourselves, how we carry ourselves, how we go out there on the field and handle business, and how the front office sitting there looking at the type of players that they sitting there bringing in and stuff. If he's able to make that impact in 3 years, hey brother, thank you, because you done helped us more than we could help you.
What?
Even if we don't get a ring in those 3 years,
And then he probably moves upstairs after that anyway.
exactly.
And Winston, I want to ask you who will take over when he has somebody already set here to take over when he move us there or whatever.
You won't know the answer to that till all right. But first we got to have, and then you got to see who you bring in as his coordinator. Because we know we
hmm
need a DC. We know we need a DC. So
What?
who is he gonna bring in as a DC? Now we
Oh, I
interview
agree.
with Mike. We interview with Mike Vrabel today,
What?
right? For a head coach. All right. That may just be for him to get to know the organization, the front office and stuff. Vrabel very sneakily could come in as the defensive coordinator and set up the succession plan, like I've been saying for weeks. Same thing they did with Gerard Mayo.
What?
Um, so if we bring in Belichick and then Vrabel coming in DC, he's gonna carry 9 times out of 10. Once Belichick step down, Vrabel will step up as the head coach.
What?
But the whole organization has been changed by then. That's the biggest thing. Like when Vrabel went to Tennessee, that organization was in shambles. Won't nobody think about no damn Tennessee. Won't nobody think about Tennessee. Last time Tennessee was decided was when they had Chris Johnson. They had
What?
nothing else. They had Chris Johnson
CJ2K.
and they had Cortland Finnegan, who was out there getting his ass whipped by Andre Johnson. Outside of that, don't want nobody thinking about Tennessee
You
Titans.
right about that?
You know what I'm saying? Vrabel made them relevant. He made them relevant. They went to an AFC championship game. Why? Because he came in, took what he learned from Belichick, instilled it in Tennessee, and got them going. They just couldn't draft. That was their biggest thing. It was missing so much on the draft that it hurt them. That's how they got behind the A-ball. When you got to take a quarterback in back-to-back years, because before they got Will Levis, they drafted Malik Wilson.
Malik.
I mean Willard the
Right.
year beforehand. When you take a quarterback in back-to-back years, you're not able to address other things. You need to hit on one of those years, but you hit more so with Levis than you did with Willard, which is now a wasted draft pick. When you could have been addressing something different. That's not on him. He just had to bite the bullet. That's the biggest thing. He just had to bite the bullet because you're looking for the third quarterback on your roster to sit there and carry you over the hump. When your starter Tannehill goes down, Willis can't get right, and then you add Levis. Now you got to bite the bullet. But the thing is, Tennessee is set up. They set up. They set up now. They know what it looked like. They didn't taste winning. They done been to an AFC championship. That organization knows what it looked like to be a winning organization. When was the
Now,
last time we been to the playoff?
What on the 17th?
It's been 6 years. See what I'm saying? See the difference?
Yeah.
Vrabel been there for 6 years in Tennessee. They went to an AFC championship. Atlanta Falcons in 6 years have been through 2 coaches and haven't seen the playoff. See the difference in the organization? And I would say that we will have more talent. We have more talent on our roster than they have over there. So what's the difference?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or we could
true
just
that.
go get another first year head coach and go 3 years with Jim Morrow Jr. or Arthur
No.
Smith again.
No.
Like,
Oh
Exactly.
God. Hey,
I mean,
man.
Sorry, nightmare.
going the other way is no guarantee that they're gonna be here for 5, 6, 7, 8 years.
No, I
So,
agree.
so you might as well go get the guy that actually benefits your franchise the most. But that's just my opinion. Because going to
Yeah.
get the young guy doesn't necessarily just because he's old.
Right.
Going to get a young guy doesn't mean that they're gonna be here for 8 years.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
it's very rare to get a Mike Tomlin. That's rare.
Yeah.
Very.
Amen to
Right.
that. Now, the guy, look, I'm going to say it. The guys I keep going to are the number one. It's like this. If Bill's not part of the issue, or if we can't get Bill, fine. If we could get like a Raheem Morris, I would be willing to give him a chance because he would be in charge of helping getting his own staff, and he has a lot more knowledge in getting guys because of all the places he's been. Raheem, I would like. I'm not big on Grable. I mean, John even
Might
called
well
a radio station about Grable, but
You might well bring back Dan
yeah,
Quinn.
yeah. I
If
mean,
you're gonna bring back Raheem, you might well bring back Dan Quinn.
nah. I think Ra's different than Dan Quinn. I mean, Sergeant Slogan ain't. You can't. That's Sergeant Slogan. But now the only coordinator I want that is out there would be. Oh, dude, I've called him that forever. I called the Mitroff Professor False Tips. So, you know.
Sergeant Slaughter from G.I. Joe.
Nope. Sergeant Slogan in Brotherhood. Embrace the suck. We will
ladies
do
and
harder,
gentlemen.
harder.
Ladies and gentlemen, in case you didn't know who that was
Oh,
Red.
yes.
Red
That's
is in the
Red.
house.
Oh, he's
Red is
hurt
in
when
the
it
house.
comes to that. That's the Bill hater.
Yeah, and take you a swig or whatever you got, cause Red in the house.
Oh, yeah.
Red hate Bill like the first of the month.
Red's gonna owe Bill money afterwards.
Cause see,
Well,
I did want to ask him. I did want to ask him now. You know, Red. Now, okay. Now, and one thing I want you to remember, Red. Tell us like you feel it. If you don't like Bill, why don't you like Bill?
Don't I always?
Oh God, wait a minute. You right. I don't know who the hell I was thinking about. I was talking about. Go ahead, Red.
So what you want me to tell you? What is it I don't like about Bill?
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah. I mean,
Why you
tell
think
us
Bill
what.
won't
Tell
work
us
in
what you
Atlanta?
feel. Tell us what you feel, Red.
Uh, well, I don't feel Bill is the right guy, but the way it's looking, gonna feel like we're gonna have to be stuck with him. Yeah, everybody else getting off the board. He gonna be the only one left. So, uh, sorry, y'all. Let me get in my mode. I don't want Bill here, but the way it's looking, it looks like he's gonna be the only one left. You got Harbaugh off the board. You got Callahan off the board. I mean, eventually you're gonna get the Slowick off the board. You're gonna get Quinn off the board. You're gonna get Raheem off the board. Seems like Belichick just biding his time, waiting till everybody got the board to be desperate and have to call him back. Right now, I think he's out. I think he's out of the picture. I don't think he's a
But you
candidate
you're not
anymore.
you're not
Because
saying why you don't want Bill here.
Exactly. He
Yeah.
dancing around there.
Yeah, man.
Come on. You're not Gregory Hines.
I'm trying to
uh,
say, you tap
are you
dancing
Stop
talking?
around
tap
there.
dancing.
Mm,
Mm.
yeah.
Cause see, Red. Now, okay. Now let me say this, Red, and let me ask you this. And you know, you can always, and that's one thing that I don't want to do is put the pressure power on you. And
No pressure. No pressure.
I don't want to put
I'm
the pressure
literally
power on you. But
I'm
I'm
doing
I'm
something
just
else.
gonna ask.
I'm doing something else while I'm trying to talk to y'all. So that's probably why I'm a little. But trust me, I'm gonna have my bullets ready before the night over with.
Hey man, see, you'll wait right till my back turn. You'll wait right till my doggone back turn, and I get it right in the doggone shoulder.
But go ahead, ask me your question, John. What you want to ask me? What
But
you
see,
was
this
saying?
is the thing. Okay, has there been any coach that has ever applied for a head coaching vacancy that has the resume that Belichick brings to the table that you can remember a thing?
Belichick has the best resume out of everybody we interviewed, but like I keep saying, are we absolutely sure that Belichick is a competent coach without his golden boy with him?
Yes.
Because he ain't done nothing before him and he ain't done nothing after him. So
Oh my
I'm a
God.
little confused. What has he done after him?
Oh,
I'm pretty
Well,
sure
okay,
Belichick
now one
Belichick
thing. Now
got
let me say
Super
this.
Bowl rings without Bill. I
Let me
mean,
say this.
without Brady.
Now let me say this. That Super Bowl that Brady won in Tampa.
Uh-huh.
Okay, now
that defense.
if you remember, Patrick Mahomes didn't have no offensive line at all. Patrick Mahomes, they said, and I'm going to have to check it, but they said Patrick Mahomes ran for over 500 yards sideways because he
Mm-hmm.
didn't have a doggone offensive line in front of him.
It
That
was
was
pretty
that.
bad. It was pretty bad
Hey,
that year.
yeah. Now Tampa Bay had a defense, but Kansas City didn't have nobody blocking for that man. Okay, so it's just as bad as when the Raiders played Tampa Bay back in 2000. When was that? 2002 when they won it with old Gruden as a head coach.
Yeah.
Okay, they played a Raiders team that Gruden had just left,
Yep.
and the fool there in Oakland didn't change the offense at all.
I remember.
He didn't
Mr.
change the
Gruden was
offense at
Callahan.
all. And
Gruden was the
what was
reason
it?
that
Lynch.
Brady didn't go to Oakland.
Yeah. And see,
Gruden, the whole reason why Brady didn't go to Oakland.
Yep.
what was that? Oh, okay. Well, let me say this. Let me finish this. And the thing was, hey, Gruden was running the same plays that Tampa, that Oakland was running, and he was pretending to be Rich Gannon.
You remember?
and Lynch came out during the Super Bowl and said, "Yep, he doing the same thing that Coach said he was gonna do." So they had the game plan, and
Well,
They were
the
like,
crazy
this
part
is
about it,
practice. They said it was
Yeah.
practice.
And the crazy part about it, Oakland still scored on Tampa Bay's defense. So see, those things that were happening, in those two incidences, they tarnished that Super Bowl. Now, if you don't have an offensive line, and we know what not having an offensive line would do to an offense, okay, we are well versed in that, okay, and because of that, hey, that man didn't have any protection. Yeah, that man, Mahomes didn't have any protection. So that situation made that Super Bowl more than what it was, because everybody was trying to write the narrative that, well, Brady made it to a Super Bowl, so that meant that Brady was more important than Bill Belichick, okay, or that it was Brady that was carrying Belichick. No, not like that anyway.
Not like that. They were both important to the dynasty. They both they both played their part on the dynasty. Belichick kept a top 10 defense for most of Brady's tenure in New England.
Right.
And Brady ran the offense. I mean, at first he was managing the offense, but as time grew on, he became the offense.
The offense, yeah. I can say that, yeah.
So,
Brady
like I said,
knew
they
that.
both played their part, but at the same time, Bill, I have seen Bill coach without Brady before. I saw him before Brady, and I saw him after Brady. Not saying he's not a good coach, but I'm saying our problem is offense and quarterback. Can you please tell me how Bill is going to fix those things?
I'll just tell you.
Go ahead by telling me he's going to bring folks in here.
No,
Yeah,
but
come on,
That's what any coach is going to do.
Wait a minute, man. We got a better offense, better weapons than New England had. Yes or no?
And you want Josh McDaniels running it?
No, I talk about the weapons, the wide receivers,
the weapons we got. Who is going to be running the offense if Bill comes? I know the
Josh
weapons
McDaniels.
we got. Right.
Josh
and
McDaniels.
That's who you want?
Baker Mayfield, pal.
You
don't need an offensive coach to have an elite offense. The best offense in Falcon history, we had a defensive head coach. But the thing that trips me out, I'm not gonna say that Red specifically says this, but I'll just say that a lot of people say this when they be like, he had Brady. Like, people say he had Brady like he came into the league as a ready product. Like, he did not come in the league throwing the ball like Peyton Manning. Like, he developed into Brady. But the thing is, it's like, all right, he developed into that, but yet we don't want to give him the credit of him developing under that head coach. Like,
come on, man. How that make sense?
He's literally the GOAT quarterback. And
he's a GOAT coach.
The greatest quarterback in NFL history was developed by this coach. So we think, so in our head, we think
he was developed by the coaches that Belichick picked. Yeah, Belichick didn't develop Brady himself.
Okay.
So let's use your logic. Let's use your logic. Hold on, let me finish it real quick.
Go ahead, keep going.
So he was good enough of a coach to hire a OC competent enough to develop the greatest the quarterback of all time, but he's incompetent to do it again.
Yeah,
let's follow that logic.
With a sixth round pick.
He got lucky.
With a sixth round pick.
He got
Hold
lucky
on.
that time.
Hold on. I got a question.
And he had Josh McDaniels.
All right. Yeah, thanks, Winston. All right, I got a question. No.
Sixth round pick. That was a sixth round pick. Belichick got lucky with his ass.
All right. Hold on. Let me ask a question.
He developed them.
All right, hold on. Let me ask a question. Because we all know that the starting quarterback originally was Bledsoe. But we all remember there was debates back. Hold on. There was debates back in the day where people said who was more valuable, Brady or Adam Vinatieri, the kicker, who won them 3 of those Super Bowls. Mm-hmm. I mean, because of the game-winning kicks. And look, I'm just saying, there was a point when Brady needed, and also the last Super Bowl that Brady won with the Patriots, if you remember, he didn't light it up. It was that defense that actually had to keep the game close. And then look, I get it. I'm not trying to crap on any of this because Brady, when he went to Tampa, like Winston said, Belichick let him go a year early. Mind you, he won the Super Bowl that year with Tampa. What did he do afterwards? Especially when his boy Gronk was not there. He was having a hard time getting those guys who he still had Mike Evans. He had Godwin. He had Fournette. And I said it earlier. I hate to say it, but Baker Mayfield had a better year than Tom Brady with that offense. And I'm sorry, I'm just saying it's not as blown away or saying, well, Belichick did or Brady did this or Belichick did that. Honestly, they both get their credit. And I actually think if Belichick gets an offensive coordinator, I think they could find a quarterback. You know, everyone's talking about a bet. Y'all do realize one guy that apparently Belichick wanted was Baker Mayfield. He wanted to trade Matt Jones, but the organization blocked it.
Look,
And look.
Trust Belichick. They didn't trust Belichick's opinion.
But what I'm saying, but look at Baker Mayfield. We were just talking about how tough he played and how he wouldn't blink. I'm telling you, if I'm looking for a vet quarterback, I'm looking at Baker.
I just think it's illogical to think that Brady can find. It's just illogical to think that Brady can find a Super Bowl defense, but Belichick can't find an offense. like that don't make any sense.
Hey, hold on, y'all. Hold on a second. Hold on a second, everybody. We are being rated by the Dixon Way. This is something that this is what the Dixon Way does every now and then. They'll come in on your stream and everybody come in and rate us and show us love. And we really appreciate that, Dixon Way. And you know, we always try to raid you back. Sometimes it's a one-man raid with a butter knife, but I'm coming in there with bad intention.
I'm just saying, look, I'm going to say it again. I just remember people did talk about back in the day when Brady won those first championships, people said, well, you know, he needed Vinatieri to win it. And I'm going, really?
Well, and now that Carolina Super Bowl.
Yes.
That Carolina Super Bowl.
I remember that.
And Carolina was supposed to beat them. Carolina was supposed to beat them. But if I remember correctly, Carolina had scored, and then their kickoff went out of bounds and brought them to the 40. And that's all they needed. And I think didn't Vinatieri win that for them?
Yes, he did.
They won the first 3 Super Bowls by 3 points. All the Spygate Super Bowls are won by 3 points.
It don't matter. 3 point, 2 point, 1 point.
And you don't take that championship away, baby.
It's still a ring, man.
People have this false memory where they think Brady has been Brady his whole career. That's the overall thing. Brady wasn't Brady his whole career. Like he didn't.
Brady was averaging in his first couple of Super Bowls. His first his first 4. He was averaging 100 and I want to say 158 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Brady wasn't a difference maker. He was a game manager. Brady came into his own, to be honest, Super Bowl wise, when we played him. Well, the Super Bowl before that. And then he lit us up. And then he went off again against Philly. Then he went off. Then he went off against Philly. No, he came into his own. The Super Bowl before us. The Super Bowl before. Then he lit us up. Then he went off against Philly. He put up 500 yards against Philly. He put up something against us.
And what year was that? What year was that he threw for 50 touchdowns?
That was the
That was
Super
with
Bowl.
Moss.
The
That
year
was
they had
That was
Randy
that
That was with
perfect
Moss.
Moss.
year.
That was
The year they
What
had
year was
Randy
that?
Moss.
What year was that?
2017, and Winston talking about he came and said,
nah.
yeah,
That one on
no, 07.
2017. Stop it, man.
that
No,
had
that was
No,
11
11.
later than that.
17 was when the Eagles.
That was way
That was,
before then.
I,
Stop.
when he came into his
Undefeated
own. He
the
came into his
undefeated
own way back then. Not no
the under
2000.
the un the undefeated season with Moss was
Before was
2011. That
2011.
was
Okay.
when he broken all the passing
That
records
was
with Moss.
2007. That was way back in 2007.
I
And
thought
that's
it was
when he came into his own.
2011.
I had
No,
hair
No,
then.
It was with
what year
I
Randy
did
thought it
Tom
was
Moss
Brady
I
throw for
thought it was
50
two I
We
thought it
something
was two
had
touchdowns?
hair.
2007. I just googled.
when they
We
went
had
when they went
hair.
undefeated.
Yes,
that's the second Super Bowl, 2011. The
When
first
they
one,
That was
when
the
they
07.
year
went
that
undefeated. When they went undefeated
um
with
they
Randy
went 18 and
Moss,
1.
and they lost the Super Bowl to the Giants. That was the year he
Yeah, they
broke
went 18 and
Brady
1.
broke that
and
That was
record.
Brady was on his
2007.
own. Brady came into his own that year.
That's what I said. He came into his own the Super Bowl before us. When he came played us in the Super Bowl, he went
yeah.
off on us.
And that's
And
7 years after his rookie year.
The
then the
Super Bowl
following
before us
Super
was
Bowl,
Seattle. The Super Bowl before us was Seattle. He was already braided by then.
right? Let's go see what he did against Seattle.
To that
Well,
point,
you just looking at
2007
you
is
just looking at
is
Super
7 years
Bowl
after
stats.
his rookie year.
You looking at Super Bowl stats. I'm talking about Brady as a
That's
whole. Like
that's
regular.
that's what I said though. I said Super Bowl. I said
Oh,
in the Super Bowl, this is what
oh.
he did.
Well, you just looking at Super Bowl. Okay. Well, tell us, what did he do?
Brady never
Now
crossed
in
30
that
touchdowns
Super
in a year
Bowl,
till 2007.
in that New England, excuse me, that Seattle Super Bowl, he threw for 328 yards.
With 4
He
touchdowns.
was 37 for 50 for
Okay.
328 yards, 4
That's what I
touchdowns,
said.
2 interceptions.
He came into his own Super Bowl wise, the Super Bowl before us.
What did he do? What
No,
did he do in the
but
Giants Super Bowl? What did he do in the Giants Super Bowl? Look them stats up. Let me see what he
He
did in the
lost.
Giants.
That's what he did
I
in
know,
the Super Bowl. He lost.
I
He
know, but what is the
Brett,
lost.
stat?
Both
Oh,
of them.
okay.
Not one but
Okay.
two.
When you talk about Matt
Not
Ryan,
one
I
but
hope you say that
two.
too.
Oh,
he got
shit.
that 2-for-1 special.
Matt Ryan had a perfect passer rating and he still lost. Because
So what
let's
did
be
Brady
honest.
do?
Let's be honest. When we had the Super Bowl, when we was in the Super Bowl, the MVP was up for Matt Ryan or Grady
Or
Jarrett.
Grady Jarrett.
Grady Jarrett said the Super Bowl sack record
But he would have got
his
it.
rookie year.
He would have got it. He would have got Super Bowl MVP, I
And
think.
That's
see,
what I'm saying.
in
Brady wasn't doing that shit in
2026,
his rookie year.
They could have gave it to Matt Ryan. They could have gave it to Matt Ryan.
I mean, nine
man,
times out of ten, they probably would have because it's the off. Like majority of the time, it's an offensive record. But at the
Yeah,
same time, Grady could have won it because Grady was a rookie. That was his first year in the league, and you said the Super Bowl sack record. They ain't
yeah,
nothing
Yeah.
to sneeze at.
yeah,
It's been
yeah.
a whole
You're
I mean,
bunch
right.
of
that,
greats that came down through the Super Bowl, and ain't none of them do this. And you
Yep,
did it your
yeah.
first year.
you're right.
Lawrence
All
Taylor
right,
played in the Super Bowl, guys.
so y'all
Hey,
saying
Tyler
y'all saying
said Devontae
Bill
should
got
have
something.
been
So y'all
MVP.
saying Bill got something left, and you want him. You want Belichick
And
here.
it's honest.
Wait,
I,
wait.
I want Belichick here for what he can do for the organization, not just the players on the field. I'm talking about the organization, the people that sit up in on the second and third floor
Like everybody gonna
with
be bought
with
into
the
this now,
suits
but
with the suits and the dresses on, and get that in line where they sitting there moving towards in synchronicity and sitting there moving towards a actual legitimate chance of winning a Super Bowl. That's
Red
what's
Bill got
stopping
is,
them.
is it
Because
gonna
Red
as
come?
is, the status quo is not working. The status quo is not working. And the last time we went to the Super Bowl, Rich McKay, the only variable is Rich McKay was not in power. Rich McKay was sitting there working on the
the
Benz
stadium.
getting built. Yeah, he was
That's
working
what
on the Benz getting built and securing the
is Rich
money and
McKay.
stuff for us to fund the Benz. He was out of power. He was out the way. And we sat there and let the coach and the GM do their job. And they
I
did
got
a draft. And they drafted amazingly. And then when we later on that same year, we ended up making it to the Super Bowl. And I think we set the record for the most rookies starting in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
we
majority
did.
of our defense was rookie.
Right.
Graded Vic Beasley, graded Vic Beasley, Jalen Carter, what was that? I want to say that was
Deion
Rico
Jones.
first year. Deion Jones as a middle linebacker.
Keanu Neal.
Devontae
Keanu Neal.
Campbell,
Keanu Neal.
Keanu,
Keanu Neal.
Keanu. Like it, that was a hell of a draft. That was a
Hell
hell
of a
of a
drug.
draft.
Now,
We
what does
just
that
couldn't
have to
keep
do
them
with
together,
Belichick?
Red.
huh?
If Bill got Rich McKay fired, would you want Bill at that point?
My
Come
next question.
on, Red.
Well, you give
Hold
me
on.
a chance, Chris. I'm finna answer it.
Go ahead, Ray,
Is
and then
Rich,
I
is
answer
Rich
this question.
McKay? What you say?
If
I said go
Bill
ahead, and then I answer the question after.
Oh, okay.
if Bill came if Bill come in meant that Rich McKay got removed, would you want Bill under those circumstances?
But that's the thing. Is Rich McKay still employed? Because Bill ain't coming with Rich McKay
If
here.
so again, if
Uh-huh.
Bill coming means Rich McKay is gone, would
Gone.
you want that circumstance?
That's fine. If that's the way Arthur Blank want to go, that's fine.
But
That's
would
what
you
I'm saying. Well, it's a hurry. They only interviewed the man twice. Rich McKay still employed. If we were going to hire Bill, wouldn't we have already got rid of Rich McKay by
Red.
now?
Red.
that
No,
my
no,
question
wait.
is
That
Go
ain't
would
ahead, Ron. Go
No,
ahead,
Red.
Ron.
hold
Hell
on,
yeah,
hold on,
I
hold on,
would. Hell
hold on.
yeah, I would want Bill
Let Red finish his statement, and then Ron go after that.
Belichick.
I'm saying. I know Bill not coming here as long as Rich McKay is employed. So I'm not gonna even I'm not gonna even think about Bill until Rich McKay is removed from his position. So once if you hear Rich McKay is fired or Rich McKay resigned, then we can start thinking about Belichick. But as long as Rich McKay is employed with the Falcons, like I posted earlier today, Belichick ain't coming here.
Red, that's not my question.
He's not gonna get
That's
fired.
not
Though.
my
He's just
question.
gonna
But
get
that's not
moved
my
to a different
question.
I
position.
I
answered your
said
question, Keelan. I
I
said I would
said
be fine with that. I would be fine if Belichick came without Rich McKay. That means Rich is gone from the organization and we can move on. I'm fine.
He's not gonna leave the organization. He'll just get moved
Uh,
to a different position.
well,
Rich
His
McKay,
powers
Falcon
will
for
the
change.
life.
point is we need to do something and go ahead and make a decision and make a move now. Stop twiddling our fingers. Stop yanking
Y'all
our
know the
feet.
Senior Bowl is next weekend.
Well,
Yeah.
Not
What
this
I'm talking
coming weekend, but
about.
the
If
following weekend.
Belichick was a guy, why ain't Arthur making a doggone move?
and
You want
Yeah,
Belichick?
it's coming.
what
The
It's
happens
coming.
by
decision
Friday?
is coming.
When is coming? Is Rick still employed?
No, the head coach's decision is coming because the Senior Bowl is next Saturday.
Right.
And y'all
No,
Not
think
this coming
Bill is, I'm
Saturday, but the
telling you,
following Saturday.
Bill not
I
coming
don't
here
know.
as long as Rich
But
McKay. I mean, Bill is not taking orders from Rich McKay.
I wouldn't want him to. I would not want him to not one drop at all. Go ahead, Rondo.
Also had plenty of time to fire Rich. What are you waiting on? You want Belichick
He's
or
not gonna
not? If you
fire him. He
want
just gonna
Belichick,
move him.
whatever you gonna do, do it so we can go ahead and hire this coach so we can move on to other things. Whether it's Belichick, whether it's Wahoo, whether it's whoever. Just get the guy in here so we can start talking about other things that we need, like quarterbacks, like free agents. I'm saying I'm tired of having this coaching debate when I'm saying it's just tiring. We just keep repeating
Also,
ourselves.
They irking your nerves.
hold on 1 second. Hey, James, I'm trying to bring you in, but every time I bring you in, you boop and you go away. Now I don't know
James,
whether that's your connection or
what's
what,
wrong
but
with
I
your
am trying
Wi-Fi,
to bring
James?
you in.
Jane got low battery.
Oh, okay. Hey, Ron, go ahead. Your turn, Ron.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's your
Look,
turn, Ron. My bad.
I've been saying, I want Bill Belichick here right now. I don't give a damn Rich McKay here. I
He
don't
ain't
care.
coming with
Wait a
He
minute.
not coming with Rick.
Bill Belichick to tell him, hey, dog, you need to go and pack your shit, get the fuck on. We don't need you here. Right. And
Y'all great.
I think Bill Belichick going to do that shit. Hey, dog, I'm here now. The big dog here now. Go and pack your shit, get the fuck on, go to college or wherever you going to go. I'm here now.
What? Rich McKay gonna be like, I'm the big dog in this organization,
Rich
partner.
McKay don't run shit. They
I'm
might
the
Yeah,
put
he
Rich
do.
Falcon for
McKay
life.
Yeah, he
on
do.
Kelly
Yeah, he
back.
do. Rich McKay run it all.
But
You know,
what
he
I'm
don't run.
saying,
He
that
don't
might
run
be
nothing.
a rich. What I'm saying,
He's the underboss with Boss
wait a minute,
Power.
what
That's
He
the
I'm
don't
saying,
run
problem.
nothing.
that
That's the
might be a
problem.
Rich McKay
Man,
in
look,
another department.
hold on. When all decisions have to go through me, I run that. Point blank period. He just a money bag. He just a purse.
Right.
When all decisions have to go through me, I run this.
I don't
Ron,
think
And
he
that's
run
where the
nothing.
holdup
Ron,
at.
you watch The Godfather, right? Now, can you imagine Paulie telling Robert Duvall or Sonny or anybody in the top head what he gonna do? I'm the top dog. Yeah, you know Paulie, the little sellout, the one that said, leave the gas, pass the
All right.
canola or whatever, the one that
Wait a
got
minute, man. Calm down, player.
Yeah.
Calm down. But what I can say, if you don't got 6 rings, you can't say shit to me.
And you know
He
what?
got eight. He
That
got
is
8 rings.
that is the
He got
issue.
8 rings.
If you
He
don't
got
got
he
no
got 8.
rings,
That's right. He got
He
8.
got eight
right?
rings.
If you don't got no rings on your finger, we cannot even talk. We cannot
No, he got
communicate.
one. He got one run. He do got one.
He got one. He got one with Tampa Bay. He was
Look,
GM for Tampa Bay when they won the Super Bowl,
okay,
the
if you
first
don't
Super
got
Bowl.
8 rings on your finger, you cannot say shit to me. If
I wouldn't even say that. If you can't fill up, if you can't fill up 4 fingers on your hand, then nothing you can sit there and tell me.
what, you
Man,
can't tell me shit.
If 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 we roughly if we're roughly around the same age, and you don't have half of what I've already accomplished, what
Right?
can you tell me?
What
I
can
am not
There's nothing
counting
you can tell
defensive
me
coordinator rings. I ain't
because you
counting
gotta look at
Giants
it.
rings
Hold
now.
on. Why did what? Man, it doesn't matter because they still on his finger.
right?
They still on
Bill,
his finger.
look,
No,
wait a
watch
minute,
it.
man.
Watch it.
Wait a minute, man. Bill Belichick might have tell him, "Hey, go down to 112. That's where you might be at. Go,
Oh, wait a minute.
on
Hold
my
up, Ron. Ron, he can't send that man there. That
why
man
not?
can't go there.
Yeah,
Probably hey, he might can go to teasers. He might can
Hey,
go to teasers.
hey, that too, get out of my
you got
face.
to go to 112.
You can't
112
say
gonna
You
be
no.
can't send that man
Hold on.
down now.
Look,
he
let
gonna
me
get
let
his
me
ass
let me
worked
answer
up. He
this
gonna get
question
his
real
ass
quick.
Hey,
robbed
hey,
and worked
hey,
up.
hey, he'll be just like that boy in the Harlem Nights. Hey, tell
Yeah,
your mama I ain't coming home no
exactly.
more. Take it easy.
Honey, honey,
But what I
put your mama on
said,
the phone.
what I said, I got 8 rings. You
But
cannot
Yeah.
talk
but
to
oh,
me.
okay. Now let me put something in here. Now, there's no way, and I think that this is what the holdup is. I think this is what the holdup is. I may be wrong, I may be shooting in the dark, but I think this is what the holdup is. Because as I alluded to earlier, Rich McKay is Arthur Blank's confidant, sounding board, do boy, everything. They are so close together.
You don't know
You
where the
don't
other
know
end?
where Arthur Blank stops and Rich McKay starts because
Human centipede.
his lips are on both cheeks, and I
Human
ain't talking
centipede.
about his face.
Human centipede.
I'm not
Wait a
talking
minute.
about the man's face. Okay.
Hey, quick full check
Look.
for the fans.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Now, here comes a Bill Belichick dragging many rings, buku of experience, unqualified best candidate to ever apply for a job, success, all out the yin yang. You got to, Arthur Blank, tell your best friend, the one who's been putting the mustard, relish, ketchup, onions, or whatever, all that stuff they put on a Chicago hot dog, he's the one putting it on there. You got to tell him, look, I got to hire this man right here because this man knows what he's doing and he has demonstrated that he knows what he's doing. Now, you, on the other hand, you ain't did shit.
Shit.
Figure it out.
Right?
Okay?
Figure it out.
Yeet.
been saying that.
Boy, I
Right.
don't
I,
know
I
how
just
I agree with
hold on, hold
that
on, hold on.
Bronco really would tell him that.
Hold on. Let me put this to y'all too. You tell me another coach that coach two goats when he was with the Giants. He coached Lawrence Taylor.
Yep.
When he went to New England, he
Tom Brady.
coached Tom Brady.
Yep.
That type of experience is invaluable. You sat there and set up a front office because you were part of the front office as being GM and player personnel director. You set that up. You tell me you don't want that here in Atlanta? Or
I
we
believe
gonna keep sitting there going with the same splashy signing that looked good a year beforehand and get to us and we done waste another goddamn 3 years. That would have been happening.
I
Dan
believe
Quinn,
it's a bad
Dan
choice.
Quinn, flashy coordinator signing. Don't get me wrong, he took us to a Super Bowl. He completed the
Brotherhood.
task, I don't care. He didn't complete the task, I don't care. Mike Smith, flashy coordinator.
Falcons aren't
We couldn't
soft.
get we couldn't get past the NFC
What you
championship.
mean? What you mean you don't care? You
I
should
don't
care. He didn't
care.
complete the task.
Look,
Exactly. That's why I don't care about him. That's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
okay.
I don't
Oh,
care
okay.
about him.
Okay, I
Yeah,
got
he
you. I
ain't
got
completed the task.
Right, right, right.
Don't
Okay,
don't give me
okay.
there. Don't give me already there talking about you got water for man. I've been out here working all day in the sun, and I get there and ain't no water in the cup. You talking about
Oh,
it
I,
evaporated? No, it ain't
uh, uh,
evaporated.
uh,
No, it
I
ain't
uh,
just, I just
evaporated.
make sure. I
You
just
got a
want to make
whole
sure.
issue
uh.
now.
Hey,
I just want to make sure anyway. Oh,
hey, look who
Oh,
in
that
here.
the other uncle? That's the other uncle?
yeah.
Look who in here.
Uncle
Is that uncle?
Steve.
Steve, you in the house? Uncle Steve.
What?
Hey John, man, we done made it big time, man. Uncle Steve in the house,
Uh-oh.
man.
Uncle
We got
Steve in
Unc.
the house. You better got to
My
let
Unc.
him all, man.
Yeah, I, hi, how is everyone doing? I would
What's
like to
going on, man?
address, I would like to address the, I guess I'm gonna say person who tried to equate Tom Brady's relevance to Adam Vinatieri.
What? Come on now. I didn't do
And
that
and
now.
and and as much as I have so much love for C Dub, it's not funny. But yeah, bro, you need to stay away from the Mad
No, no, no.
Dog
Whoa,
2020
whoa.
right away.
You know I
What
can
is
see that
what is
Uncle
that?
Steve.
Mad Dog
Whoa,
2020
whoa.
and Slick
I know.
Smart Looking.
Whoa. Yeah, hey, first of all, Slicks and Mad Dog 2020 are a good combination. My pastor taught me that. Anyway,
Hold on, what church you go to?
well, let's just put it this way. Homeboy got arrested with the prostitution. That's all I need to say about that. But
You gotta
anyway,
wear
Oh,
changes.
oh,
You gotta wear changes, Winston, with Creflo Dollar. That way you go.
Man, you better look out
you
for a
mean,
Rico
hey,
case.
you talking about,
hey,
hey, Red, you talking about the ATM church?
Yeah, yeah. That was
hey,
hey,
bad. But
hey,
you had
hey,
to run
listen.
out that the highway looking like Street Nicky on Sunday morning.
I
Oh,
hey,
look.
hey,
quick,
hey,
quick,
listen.
quick update.
I
Oh, go
honestly
ahead,
didn't.
John.
I
Go
honestly
ahead, John.
didn't
Go
want
ahead.
to stay on real long. I'm at work, and I got tired of typing stuff. But I did want to touch on a couple of
I knew
things
you was at
that
work, Uncle Steve.
yeah, hey man, somebody got to do it. Hey,
I'm glad I
I
Sorry.
do it.
did, I did want to
Okay.
touch on a couple of things real quick that y'all were
Yes,
talking
sir.
about, especially in relation to Bill Belichick and one the relevance of Bill Belichick as opposed to Tom Brady. Somebody was making a good point, and I think it was that might have been Winston when they were talking about Tom Brady at the end. Listen, we were all around when Tom Brady started and Tom Brady won those first couple of Super Bowls. Let me tell y'all something. Tom Brady wasn't even considered the best quarterback in the league. Peyton Manning,
Mm-mm.
until probably the third or fourth Super Bowl Tom Brady went to, he was always second fiddle to Peyton Manning.
To
And
the
Peyton
top
Manning
tier.
had always, I don't care what people say now about six rings and whatever. He was, as Cam Newton would say, a game manager, pretty
Come
much at
on,
that point. And that's
Yep.
not
come
even
on.
that's not slighting him. That's not taking away the Super Bowls he won. But he was never considered those first couple of years as the best quarterback in the NFL. As a matter of fact, he may have even been third. People weren't ready to put him on that pedestal. So
No.
I go back to that when we start talking about Bill Belichick. Was Bill Belichick my first choice? Absolutely not. I think you probably, in my opinion, I would like to have somebody kind of middle of the road. I would have loved to got Mike Tomlin in here if he had changed his mind or somebody like that. But what you
Yeah.
can't deny is the equity that Bill Belichick has. I don't care if he's 78. He has more knowledge of how to win a Super Bowl than this franchise has in the past 50 plus years. And for us to sit here and act like that wouldn't be advantageous to us as we
Are we
sit
too
here
good for
seeing
it?
a B team coach win 7 games every year. I mean, that's just asinine for us to sit here and think that we couldn't take advantage of that knowledge he has. Now, yes, did he have Tom Brady? That was cool. You're right. But at the same time, let's not pretend like Bill Belichick all of a sudden forgot how to coach. Yes, he had a couple of bad years, but that's it would be crazy for us not to try to pull on that knowledge, even if only for 2 or 3 years. So I just have
Well,
a
now,
problem sometimes when I hear people
let
talk
me ask
about
you this. Let me ask
talk
you
to
this.
me.
If look, Belichick is fine. If you get here, I'm sure every Falcon fan will figure out some way to accept it. But my thing is, if all that was true, what we all saying, Arthur have already made the move. And why would he have, if he really wants Belichick, why would he have either asked McKay to resign, fire McKay, so he can get the guy he wants? I mean, what are you waiting for, Arthur? What's the holdup? Now it's the hiring time. You don't interview all these people multiple times. Belichick twice, Raheem twice. If Belichick is the guy, retooth the case and move Belichick in so we can go on to have press conference and move on. What you waiting on, huh?
I think
That's
that's
my
easier
Red,
said than done,
Red.
though. You said it
I
like
have
it's
a two
easy.
word. I have a 2 word answer for you, Arthur Smith. If you remember when we let go of Raheem after the 2020 season, we we waited exactly 1 week, and the reason why I know it was 1 week because at the end of the week, remember we couldn't hire Terry because New Orleans was still in the divisional playoff
Hmm.
against Minnesota. We hired Arthur like maybe 7 days into the process. So if you go by what they did last time, you can
Yeah.
kind of say they made their move too soon. And I
Hey,
think
fellas.
this time they're gonna probably say, "Hey, listen, no one can say we didn't go through this thing thoroughly." Now, if it ends up coming back to Belichick, it is what it is. But at least they can say we vetted everybody, we went through the list,
Yeah.
like Santa Claus, they checked it twice with a couple of people,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
they can come down to one decision on who's the coach. I, I'm not exactly glad that Harbaugh went to the Chargers, but you know what? They at
Me
least
neither.
did their due diligence by bringing them in. So
Yeah.
Hmm.
At least
I
they
don't
talk to
mind
him.
them waiting. Red. What's the difference with them waiting today? I mean, making the announcement today, they're making the announcement next week. If as long as you know you went through the 14, 15, and probably 16 candidates and got a chance to talk to them, got a chance to sit down and vet them thoroughly. What you don't want to do is like they did last year and hear, oh, there's this hot young OC down in Tennessee. Let's get them. And that's exactly what they did. So I just say I'm all about the long game. If as
Okay.
long as you took your
Exactly.
time to do it, that makes sense. But I hear you, Red. I'm as anxious as the next person.
Well, I'm
I
just
would
saying.
like to see the coach too. but at
Is it
least
gonna
I like to see them do their homework.
okay? I don't mind the homework. I don't mind them interviewing 20 or 25 candidates, which they probably been doing. But I'm saying, the key to Belichick is Rich McKay being gone. Now, I said, do you
He
got
don't
to
have
wait
to
for
be
5 years?
gone. He got to change his position, his role, his power structure.
Okay, well,
That's what
go
need to
on.
happen. That
That's
would
not
need
an
to
easy
happen.
lift, though.
And
That's not an easy
and
lift.
and Belichick will make that happen. That's why they sitting there pressing back. That's why the articles coming out talking about the front office doesn't want Belichick in there. They want an easy hire that they can manipulate
You think
and hope
Arthur?
for
You think
success
Arthur? You think Arthur
instead
will
of
even
having
take this?
somebody that's gonna sit there and get them on the path that they need to be on. That's the
You
whole
think?
reason why we are not winning Super Bowls. But we done done this over and over and over and over and again. Um, Arthur Blank been in power since he been on the team for what 22 years. 22 years.
Yeah.
All right. In that time span, what have we accomplished?
Nothing.
Honestly, what have we accomplished? We done been to Super Bowl. All right, that's cool. What did you get? Besides being the birds.
What all this
Hmm.
got to do with firing Rich McKay?
Well, no. I mean, in the
Well,
Super Bowl
all right.
era, it wasn't McKay that got
With
us
Rich
there.
McKay, with Rich McKay sit there and take power over our hiring and signings and free agency and
We don't know that for
draft.
sure. We don't
He's
know
the
that for
overall.
sure.
No, he definitely said it.
But
Everything goes through him.
they say he's the
Everything.
overseer, but that don't mean he make the final
When you
decision.
the overseer, that means everything comes to me.
It might come to you, but you don't make the final say so.
Now,
It's still
and
gonna be
how long?
Mr.
And
Blank.
how long
That's
is he gonna be here?
that's the whole point of being an overseer. You have final say so.
No, that ain't saying that don't mean you got the final say so. That
Oh,
mean you overseeing
okay.
to
Let
make
me
sure
say this.
everything's going right
When
for the business.
Okay, let me say this
if
on
I'm
that.
the overseer, if I'm the manager, and it comes to me, I can okay it or I can veto it. Those are my powers.
Okay,
Now,
now
That's
let
what
me
I'm
say
saying.
this.
So
Now let me.
when it comes, if it has to go to Rich McKay before it's approved, he has the power to okay it or veto it. That's the issue with the Falcons because he done had that power
I
for too
don't think it's
long.
like that.
Yes, it is. It really is.
Well,
And
now let me say something.
when he stepped away from that power and focused on what he should have been focused on, which is the stadium and the business side of it, instead of the football side of things, we went to the Super Bowl. We went to the
Now,
Super Bowl when we sat there and enabled the football people to do their job.
and who
And
was and that person was Dimitrov. Okay, and
exactly the
see
best GM in Falcon history.
yeah. Now see this is the situation, and Winston touched on it, and so did you, Jane. Now I'm gonna say this. Now Rich McKay being the most trusted one, like I said, him and Arthur Blank, just like this, they sitting up there up top together. Okay, Arthur Blank makes the final decision, but he listens to what Rich McKay tells him about the football side of the business, and he goes ahead and does it because Rich gave it his blessing, just like Winston said. Now, as I said the last time I talked, Arthur Blank has got the, just like he did right after, who was that got fired? No. Excuse me. Dan Quinn. You remember when we had 7 general managers here? Scott
Oh,
Pioli
Yeah.
and all of those people. You had 7
Dimitrov,
general managers.
Pioli, man,
Yeah.
Uh,
it was two
I mean,
men, but
we
it
had
was
a
a mess,
whole bunch of dogs on general managers, and it got to the
and
point
that was
where
under McKay.
Dimitrov was demoted from some of the power that he had. This is the same thing, Red, to your point. This is the same thing that can happen very easily when this hire takes place. Rich McKay can still be here, but you can strip him of some of the decision making. You can strip him just like that. Arthur Blank will have to do that. That's something that he's going to have to do because, like I said before, it's going to be a bumping of the heads. It's going to be some
Most
head
definitely.
bumping up there in Flowery Branch
But it
because
need to happen though.
But
oh
here's the
yes, that definitely. This is the apple cart has to be shook up, and a whole bunch of the apples gonna have to be thrown on the ground because they ripe.
JLK,
but
here's where I
Most
Jay,
disagree
definitely.
with
but
you.
Jay, this is
JLK, this is, oh, I'm sorry.
JFK.
this is the
Hold
deal
on,
though, Jay.
hold on.
As much
Go
as
on.
as much as you said, and it makes a lot of sense as far as that's concerned. Think about everybody keeps saying Rich McKay is going to keep his quote unquote power, which Winston, you're right and you're wrong at the same time. They Rich McKay has no official power. They literally said
Yeah.
that in the press
Quote,
conference.
quote,
Listen to what I'm
quote,
saying.
quote.
I'm not saying I don't believe you. He has influential power, but he does not have official power. He literally said they will come up, bump some stuff against them, but he lets them do their job. Now, I'll say this: if they make a decision that he wasn't happy with, I'm pretty sure there'll be some type of ripple effect down through the Falcons organization. So I'll agree with you, but it's not accurate to say he officially has power because he doesn't. Now, going back to what you were saying, Jay, think about what you're up against. Bill Belichick is actually pushing the system, and he should. When they fired Mike Smith, they went to the new model of Dan Quinn reports to, and at that time it wasn't Rich McKay because he was dealing with the stadium. Dan Quinn reported to Arthur Blank, and then Dimitrov reported to Arthur Blank. There was collab. There was a collaboration of ideas. Guess what happened? The next year they went to the Super Bowl. So guess what they're gonna do? When Arthur Smith comes in, they're gonna mirror the same thing, thinking that's gonna bring them success. Well, as they found out, it's not gonna be successful. So when you have somebody like Bill Belichick that's going to come up here and push the way they're doing things status quo, that's a great thing. And if Arthur Blank is as smart as I think he is, he might want to listen to that. Does this say you get rid of Rich McKay? Absolutely not. Rich McKay helped that man get that Mercedes Benz in effect. Will that take him out of the hierarchy of the Falcons? Maybe it should. Bill Belichick doesn't want to report to a guy who already had him on the blacklist after Spygate and after deflating balls and stuff like that. So I like the fact
Preach.
that Bill Belichick is at least pushing the notion that Rich McKay has to be that old granddad in the corner that you have to run everything by.
And that's why I said I disagree with JLK in that they're going to be bumping heads. Because Bill Belichick is not going to put him in a situation where he's going to be bumping heads with Rich McKay. He's
Absolutely.
not. He's not going to willingly walk into a situation in which it's going to be an uncomfortable situation where he has to bump heads with Rich McKay to get those things done. The only way he's working here is if Rich McKay is out of his way in some capacity.
And Keely, that's why he hasn't. And Keely, that's probably why we haven't heard a word about there being a naming of a coach yet. Because think about it. Belichick doesn't have to wait for a period of time. Belichick doesn't
Uh,
have to wait on anything. He's out of a job. So if
Hey,
things were as hunky dory as we saying they are, and Bill Belichick was ready to assemble his staff and do all of that, why do y'all think he hasn't done that? Because he probably has asked that question to say, "Hey, I'm not so sure about this Rich McKay stuff."
Well, yeah, that's already been reported that he has an issue with Rich McKay,
But that
and Rich
wasn't
McKay
reported
has.
a week and a half ago, though, Red, when everybody had the hoodies already typed up and ready on the manufacturer line. Nobody was talking about that last week. We only started
I
talking
was.
about that after
I
this
was.
week.
yeah, I was.
Nobody
I
was.
was.
Yeah, we
Listen,
kind
we
of all
were
brought
talking.
it up.
Hold on, hold on.
Uh,
We were talking about it in our circles. But
Hmm.
when did you hear the media finally start talking about it, y'all? Y'all didn't hear about that until this weekend. Nobody was talking about
No,
Rich
no.
McKay
Well, we
and
knew that
Uh,
Belichick wasn't gonna take Orton to stay now.
on the Waffle House, I said they said something that I had already said on Wednesday before.
Oh yeah,
no,
So they
I
said,
didn't say
I said,
y'all didn't say. I said the media wasn't
He
running
said
with
he
it.
said the
true,
media,
true,
Nobody
true.
yeah.
in the media, not one
Understandable.
soul in the media, Winston, was running with that narrative the week we brought in Bill Belichick at first. Matter of fact, everybody was already had us at the altar ready to say
Yeah,
I
ready
did.
to go. Yep.
So
Hmm.
Yeah,
let's not pretend that didn't happen. Now all of a
true,
sudden,
true.
after this weekend, now the narrative is, oh, now all of a sudden Rich McKay might be a problem. Rich McKay might have been a problem after that second meeting. Of course, if you sit me on a yacht, I'm gonna be very approachable about things that's gonna happen. But after
and
that
you
second meeting,
usually
then that's when we get down to the brass tacks of things.
And the
yeah.
second meeting had all the front office, Gray Beetle, McKay, Fondo, and Blank. All of them was at the second meeting. Whereas the
And
first
don't
meeting,
you think he brought that up,
it was
Winston?
only Blank and Belichick.
And Bill probably told them straight to their face,
Right.
like
There you
this
go.
ain't gonna work.
There you
This
go.
ain't gonna work. But look,
That's what I'm talking about.
here's a report from the Falcoholic. It says
So,
highlighted reporting says reporting has long indicated that Rich McKay, who wields considerable influence and power in the organization as the president, CEO, right hand man for owner Arthur Blank, is someone who might be an impediment for certain coaches and executives who would have to report to him if they were hired. McKay is positioned as an advisor to general manager Terry Fondo and any head coach the team would hire. But his level of say so with decision is highly debated outside the organization. In any event, a powerful coach used to wielding considerable influence and reporting directly to a GM or owner instead of an executive like McKay might balk at entering such a setup. McKay has too much power. That's literally what it's sitting there saying.
So that's kind of we on the same boat, bro. I'm saying the same thing. So again, after the meeting when they got off the yacht and it started talking a contract, probably start talking staff, that was probably brought up, and I'm pretty sure Rich McKay was probably uncomfortable, which is why you probably haven't heard a whole bunch yet. And I mean, you got to face some demons, man. I mean, Bill Belichick is looking at somebody that basically tried to end that man's career and called him a
He
cheater.
did.
Well,
He
that's what
did.
I'm saying. So think about that. Think about if you're going up to somebody, you're going to a job where you're dealing with somebody who you know had it out for you. You got to face some demons in that situation. Or you could sit there and say, hey, you know what, Arthur, I love you. You the man. But if I'm going to be here, homeboy got to kick off to the side.
And that's what he did. But let me ask
Like
you
I
this.
said,
Let me ask you this. Um, in if you was Arthur Blank in this situation, you got to choose between McKay and Belichick. Who you choosing?
Because of the 20 plus
Hold
years
on.
of losing, because of the 20 plus
Let's say
years,
let's say the fandom out
the,
of it.
the,
Say the
the,
fandom out of
the
no, he's
20
not.
plus years of losing I've had, I have tried everything. I've tried retreaded coaches in Dan Reeves. I tried young coaches in Jim Mora and Dan Quinn and Arthur Smith. I tried a college coach in Bobby Petrino. I've done everything else except pull on a Super Bowl winning coach and the knowledge that he's had. So
it.
if
Come on
if
now.
I have to deal with uh, pulling on somebody's knowledge bank that I haven't had before, and maybe saying instead of listening to Rich, who's been written, let's keep it real, y'all. Rich is the only person up there in the hierarchy who's won a Super Bowl, right?
Come on. I knew that
So
what you was finna say.
so so and so he thinks Rich knows everything. Now you got somebody in there who's done it times 6.
Yep.
So now that you have that, that's somebody who could combat Rich's quote unquote expertise, and you got something to build, something to bounce off of that. So if you're so
Exactly.
answering your question, Winston, I would take Belichick in a heartbeat.
Come
All
on,
right,
Unc.
so
And that's what
let me ask
Mr. Blank want. He want Belichick.
no, well,
Yeah,
hold
but
on,
he
no,
So
need.
why ain't
let me
Byron
ask
Yeah,
a
but he
Leftwich?
follow up
need.
question.
It's not
Let
even
me ask
about
a
wanting
follow
no
up
more. It's
question.
about need. Go ahead,
Let me
Chill.
ask you. Let me ask you a follow up question though, because I do you believe Arthur Blank will be able to separate business from his personal relationship with Rich McKay?
The best
Yeah,
businessmen do.
yeah.
And if you're talking about business and you're talking about failing at a business, if you're talking about things and tactics that you have to take to improve your organization, you have to put personal feelings aside and make the best decision for your company.
And
So
we're
to
talking
answer
about
your
Man,
this
question, I say yes.
the same guy who
it's the same
jeopardized
thing
his
with any
own
good
business
relationship.
with the Falcons for life rhetoric. Now we're talking about the same guy who who made irresponsible decisions, football decisions based upon the relationships at quarterback.
And Keely, what did he do? He got rid of the most beloved, arguably the most beloved Falcon in history, and cleared out all his books. He had to face a
Two-
decision there.
The
He
I
Falcons.
think he
foolishly
did it
he fool
when
The,
when he got to a point of no return. I think
the
that's
well
when he did
Falcons.
it.
no, we could have played it off. He could have stayed with Ryan. We didn't have to get out of that contract in 2022. We
Yeah,
could have we
it
could
was
have
gonna
went
clear
on
itself out.
one more year.
No,
So
no.
But
Did you just
but
say
they
the
but
most beloved?
so
Did
listen
you
to
just
what I'm
call
saying.
Ryan the most beloved Falcon in history?
At,
You
at,
talking about
The
Matt Ryan?
the the the
yes, I'm
greatest
talking
Yeah,
Falcon,
Matt Ryan.
the
Beasley
I'm not
leaving
greatest
was
talking
the
hard.
about
greatest
amongst this
Falcon
group
in
here.
Atlanta
I'm
Falcon
not
history
talking about the
is
most
Matt
beloved
Ryan.
amongst this group here. I'm talking about overall as a fact, Matt Ryan is the most beloved Falcon in history in a majority. He
Mm-hmm.
is.
Or or or, or
so
definitely the most
Agreed.
or,
man, so
or at
Uncle
least the
Steve,
most
I
polarizing.
didn't say what this panel said. All you got to do is go and ask, brother. Matt
so
Ryan is the most
Agreed.
popular. He's the most popular. Red, I'm sorry. Go take a drink.
so
He is the most
Hey,
popular.
hey, I
He's
am
the
way
most
ahead of you,
popular
buddy.
Falcon in history.
so Uncle Steve, can I ask you this?
Of course, Ron.
All
You
right,
back out
so
peace out.
so will you drive the moving truck or will I drive it?
Brother, I'm gonna let you drive. I'm gonna let you drive, and I'm gonna make sure all of the stuff is out of his
I
office.
agree with James Holloway. I agree with James Holloway. I don't know if he could do it, man.
But
And,
the
and, and
problem,
okay, okay,
I'm a,
okay. Here's the thing. Here's the
I'm
thing,
here,
though.
by the
And
way.
I hear what
Hey,
Oh,
I
James.
okay.
hear what you're saying. If he, but guess what? You and James, I can't read what James saying. I hear
James
you
It
He
too.
said
said
Blank
But
can't do
if
it.
he doesn't, then get ready to lose for another 3 years.
then yeah, you know exactly what you know exactly
Belichick is
what
the
you have
only
in store.
option now. So if we don't get Belichick, we're gonna lose. That's the only option.
Hey, Red,
Yeah, I
Red,
think he
no,
probably feels like he can I think he may feel like he can still find another way than cut his best friend or best partner or whatever that type of relationship is. I think
That's
he
what.
feels
all right.
like
Oh,
Let me give
I
y'all
agree
this.
with that,
Hold on,
Let me
Keely.
say this
hold on,
right
hold
quick.
on,
I
Let
stand
me
on
say
the
this
same.
right
hold
quick.
on,
Let
hey,
me
well,
say
hey
this.
guys, let James talk.
let me give y'all this. Belichick is an investment. Belichick coming in is an investment. It's an investment into your players, but more so to your infrastructure. That what Belichick bring you. If he's here for 2, 3, 4, 5 years, that what he brings you. There's not another coach on the market at all. Not a Jim Harbaugh, and he's already off the market either way.
He off the
But
market.
there's not another coach. They're going to sit there and come in and affect your organization the way that Belichick will.
And
I
Winston, that
don't
comes
give a
at a
damn.
cost. And Winston, that comes at a cost. So we get the benefits, but that
I said,
decision
what's it
also
called?
comes at a cost for him.
What's it called?
The
The
cost is
cost
No,
is
that's
where
the
he
no.
hold on,
Keely, you're right.
when he
That's the
perceives.
question. That's the question. Is he willing to? Is he willing to change his ways? To his point, it's almost like Hall and Oates. They've been fighting and Daryl Hall has had to say, you know what? I know I made my bones with Hall
Oh
and Oates
man,
all this time. I might have to kick it to the curb, Oates, because it's the best
Monday,
way in the
Monday.
business.
Why you gotta
So
do
All
oats like that?
right,
I can't
all
believe you
right,
got
all
it.
right,
I can't believe you
But
got it.
so
all right.
I
what I'm
love
saying
that
is
stat.
all of that comes at a everything
Go
Winston
ahead,
just
Kelly.
described, everything Winston you just described, it's great. It's benefit, but it
True.
comes at a perceived cost to him because it's not just a win-win. It's like, hey, I give you a brand new house, but you're gonna lose your health. Like there's a cost to it. So I think
Who's the hell?
the perceived cost of him is
For Belichick
the perceived
or for
cost to
McKay?
the benefit, the perceived cost to adding that benefit of all of Belichick expertise in his head is probably losing all the history and expertise that he believes McKay brings. So I don't know if he feels that
he feels it.
Belichick is such a dynamic more asset than the years he's built with Rich
All right,
McKay. And I think
Keely,
that's the problem.
He feels it.
let me
He
ask you
feels
this.
it.
Let me ask
but
you this. If
Keely, you don't have to fire
if
him.
you was if
You
you
don't
was
have to
with a woman,
fire him.
I
You could
get
just
it,
move
but
him
what?
to the side and reassign his thing. So again, I hear exactly what you're saying. I'm sorry, Winston, because I'm getting ready to get off
No,
the
no,
phone, y'all.
you
I
good.
just
but
Go
is
don't.
ahead, go ahead,
is
go ahead,
that
Rock.
still
But
perceived? Is
but
even a lateral move still perceived as a demotion?
no, I don't
No,
care. If
not really.
again, if you're Arthur Blank and Arthur Blank sat up there at that press conference and we all watched it, and he says he wants to win, and I'm pretty
Come on,
sure even if you talk about your best friend, even if you talk when you're talking business, you can't have best friends. You got to make the
you can't
decision that's best for your company. I
for the
understand
business.
what you're saying. Green Bay
I
went
was
through it twice.
so
Green Bay said, you know what? We love you, Brett Favre. We got to let you go. They made a move. Aaron Rodgers moved in. Aaron Rodgers, we love you, but you got to let you go. Aaron Rodgers moved. Here comes Jordan Love. Pittsburgh,
Come on,
Chuck Noll, we got to let you go. We moved on to Bill Cowher. Bill Cowher, we got to let you
cow
go.
power.
They moved on to Mike Tomlin. The great companies, the great organizations make moves that benefit the company. It's
We're
not
not a great company.
as the great Al Pacino said, as the great Al Pacino said, it's not personal. It's just
listen.
business. I gotta
Problem
go,
is, we're
fellas.
not any
y'all,
of those good.
y'all,
We're
y'all
not a
Love
be
you
great
safe,
all.
ladies. I'm
organization.
gonna be
Hold on,
listening on the other
hold
line.
on. Go
we're
ahead,
not great
go
though,
ahead,
like the Godfather.
no, go ahead. Say what you say.
Oh, he
All
had to
right,
go, but
He
you
had to
dealing
go
with an owner that makes it
everybody.
personal
Hold on,
and business though. Hold on. Let me say this. Let me say this.
You
Let me
hold
say
on.
this right quick.
You hold
Let
on.
me let me
Hold
say
on.
this. Let me say this.
Everybody, thank you for Uncle C. Show him appreciation. Thank you for coming through and blessing the channel with
Oh,
your time.
okay.
Good luck and be safe out there on the job. And brother, we're rooting for you. Any and everybody that's on here. If you're not tuning in to Uncle C, tune into him on YouTube and Facebook. You see him in Atlanta Bergen.
Yep.
On YouTube, Uncle Steve Lounge come out with fire content every time. Thank
Thanks for stopping
you.
by.
Yeah, that's
Go ahead,
awesome.
James.
But you dealing with an owner that makes it personal and business, and he intertwines with those at the same time. You got to look at it. When he had that meeting on the yacht with Belichick the first time. That was just him. He went back. They had a meeting with Terry Fontenot and Rich McKay. You know they butted heads in that meeting. You know they butted heads when it came to certain things when they asked questions in regards to that. So when it comes down to it overall, Blank is gonna make that decision to choose his friend and business partner for over 20 years to move forward. That's why they haven't made the move and hire him. If you had that second meeting with him already, you know he's gonna be hired right then and there. Coach Church would have been done.
But with that being said, you got an owner that listens to somebody and puts the personal and the business relationship intertwined together, and it makes it hard. That's why they still doing these interviews now.
So, James, let me
Let
ask
me.
you this. Are they still doing the interviews because Arthur looking for another option, or are they still doing the interviews while Arthur decides if he going to fire his best friend or not?
But he's doing the interview to find another option because he wants to keep that model that he's been doing since 2015
Yeah.
when they he wants to keep that model into place because he wants to have somebody that's reporting to Rich McKay those 25 times in 1 week.
And that's
He
what
wants
I
to keep
told
it that
him
way.
when I came on,
James,
that if he was going to hire Belichick, he would already fire. If Arthur's desire is Bill Belichick, he would have already found either remove Rich McKay to another position or fired Rich McKay if Belichick was his guy. Obviously, he don't want to do that. So
James,
obviously, he don't want Bill that much. So he don't
Because
want him over hiring his friend.
let,
it was articles coming out Saturday that was saying, I know some of y'all may have read it, but it was some articles came out Saturday that was saying that if they would have hired Belichick right then and there that weekend, they was worried about their job. They was worried
Yeah,
about that
yeah,
job.
yeah, yeah.
Specifically Rich McKay and Terry Fontenot. Because for the simple
And they
fact that is,
should be because they
once
ain't
you,
doing shit.
I
James,
understand that, but when when you bring Belichick in, what's Terry Fontenot there for at that point? What's Rich McKay there at that point?
all
The
right,
Rich
Well,
Terry with the
they
wait a minute,
neutered Terry
So
Fontenot in front of everyone.
James. Let me ask you something. How long Rich McKay been with us?
over
3
20 years.
years,
All
since
right,
Over
then.
20.
2003.
Okay.
20,
My,
22.
my question is, if he been with us for 20 years and he had not got the job done, don't you think it's about time to try something new?
Come
Yeah,
on now.
it's
But
about
that
time
don't
to
mean he's
try
gonna do it.
something
He ain't did
new.
it yet.
No,
What makes you
no.
think he's
He
gonna do it
ain't
now?
gonna do
But
it.
what I'm saying,
thank you,
I
Keely.
got a head coach. Everything that Bill Belichick know. Coming to the Atlanta Falcons. And Rich McKay been with me for 20 years and he had not did nothing.
Y'all, I think y'all are applying y'all logic. That stuff y'all would do.
They
I think
common
that's the
sense.
issue. No, it's common sense for y'all. I think that's the issue. If all right, we
Hold on.
failed for
Keep it,
over
keep it, keep
20
it, keep it,
some
keep it.
years.
No, no, no,
Keep it.
no.
What's the
Let him rock.
motto he
Let him rock.
goes by again?
Hold on. Let Keely rock. Go
I'm
ahead.
talking
Go ahead,
about,
Keely.
I was just gonna ask what the motto you go by. Falcons for life.
That's Rich McKay.
This is the
But
guy we're talking about. Y'all are applying common sense that y'all would use. He's failed. We are a poverty when Unc was using all these examples of winning franchises and what they do. My point was that doesn't apply to us. We're not a winning franchise. We're not the Steelers.
But
You right
what
That's the
about that.
point.
okay, clearly. But what I'm trying
So if he hasn't done it in 23 years, he hasn't got rid of Rich McKay in 23 years. What makes you think in the 24th year that suddenly he's going to do it?
because one, I got
I
Bill
couldn't
Belichick
prove
He,
that I was
on this
saying.
he, hold
hand
on, hold on.
that
But
won
go ahead.
Super Bowls, that know how to get there, that know how to build Super Bowl team. And I got my homeboy
And
over
after
here.
two interviews, they haven't pulled the
Wait,
trigger.
wait a minute. I
And,
got my homeboy over
Keely,
here
when I
that
go.
been with me for 20 years but had not done shit.
but
Which
Right.
listen
one
though,
I
So
but
you're
listen though.
building up the case for why they should sign Bill Belichick. But after a second interview, they haven't.
They have it because you got an owner that puts personal and business in together. You ain't gonna get that because that was the
now,
case. He would have pulled that trigger that Saturday when they had that meeting and said
now,
that's our coach
Oh,
right there.
we
That's what I was saying when I first got on Keely. And when he, if he
yeah,
go to
yeah.
yeah,
basketball,
yeah. Hey, and
Yeah,
we are back. We are back to the problem. And the problem is Arthur
It's the
Blank.
case.
right.
Y'all leaving out
Arthur
one
Blank.
aspect. Y'all leaving out an aspect. Mr.
Okay,
Blank,
Okay.
what is it?
Mr. Blank and Mr. Kraft talk. They talk. So Mr. Kraft told Mr. Blank, don't rush this year of trying to get a head coach. do it thoroughly. Do a thoroughly job to make sure you get the best candidate for the job. So that's why we don't have a head coach just yet. And
He
Bill ain't
probably don't
interviewed.
hire Bill
That's
because I'm
And
finna
Bill
that's
fire
have
his
but
ass.
interviewed for another team. So what Bill doing? He just sitting back and waiting for them to
that's
Yeah,
make.
very
And
ironic
then when
considering
they,
Kraft didn't do
yeah,
that.
Yeah, he
well,
got it
Exactly.
done
I understand.
ASAP.
Right.
well,
Right.
I'm
He
just saying.
fired his ass,
He
but
said
he
he was
was
gonna.
well,
still
Kraft already knew, and there was an exception to the
Yeah,
Rooney Rule that Kraft exercised, and since it was a person that he hired within his own organization, I think that was part of it. He went ahead and hired this Mayo. He went ahead and hired Mayo because Mayo was
Right.
being groomed. But
The
I mean,
the
everything that we
succession
have
plan
talked
was
about.
already in place.
he should have hired Mayo.
No,
The
well,
succession
I don't
plan
know
was
about that.
already in place.
Yeah, he'd have been another assistant that we didn't know anything about,
Right.
that we would
Yep.
have stuck into a situation where it might have
Oh, he's
been
not
where
ready. Give him time.
the horse is too big to ride, you know. But
Right.
let's go back to this Arthur Blank situation. See, now Keely made a point about the fact that, okay, we've been doing this way for so long. We just banging our head up against the wall. We just banging our head up against the wall because, see, we haven't progressed. We don't have a Super Bowl. The team is in that. Well, it's not in disarray, but the team is nowhere near where it should be. Okay.
Right.
Now you got to break some habits, and you got to break some friendships. You got to break some ties. You got to sever some ties. You got to do something that you have never done before in minimizing a Rich McKay in favor of a Bill Belichick. And don't think, ladies and gentlemen, for 1 minute that 28-3 Super Bowl don't have nothing to do with it, as far as Arthur Blank's decision making,
Right.
or Rich McKay being kicked out. Don't think that don't have nothing to do with it. Because, see, at first it was kind of a hard pill for a lot of people to swallow. But looking at the logic of the situation, this man being the best qualified person, not only as head coach, but general manager. He's overqualified in 2 positions. Okay. To
Are we
what
sure? Are we sure about the general manager, John?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Hey, Red, you are correct. And see, I brought this up before you came on. Now he slipped up. With a couple of well, then again, well, maybe you can
Who
point that
slipped
out
up?
after I get through.
Who
Huh?
slipped up? Who
I
slipped
would
up?
I would say, and see that's why Red, you'll have to point that out, because see, I'm trying to think, and I don't think he's really slipped up in any of the draft picks he's got, but
Who?
he's had more successes than failure.
Who?
He's had way more
Yeah,
successes than
man.
failure.
Yeah,
Who?
I get it, John. He can pick defensive. I trust him picking defensive guys.
Well,
I don't trust
he picked the quarterback too. Now he picked
him in the
one quarterback
sixth round. In the sixth
Hold
that
on, hold
round.
on.
that look
He picked
outlived.
Logan Mankins. He picked Logan Mankins. He picked some offensive lineman, and he
Yeah,
picked
okay.
arguably
We
the
both okay with the line of
Matter of
scrimmage.
fact,
hold on,
oh
and he
man, I
picked the
forgot.
best. He picked the Hall of Fame tight end as well. Red.
Who?
I forgot
Oh yeah,
too.
yeah, yeah,
He
yeah, yeah,
came down here. Hey, Red. He came down here to Georgia, grabbed an offensive lineman and Sony Michel, and won a Super Bowl that same year.
yeah.
Okay, they come down and see this. That's something else, Red. That's something else, Red. And I hold Rich McKay responsible for that, since he's going to be the one in the job, and he's the one that's going to accept the accolades, where you gonna get this foot in the ass too. All right, because see, they come out in equal measure. We
Okay.
didn't pick. We weren't even looking at the University of Georgia. We weren't even looking in the SEC. But guess what?
I hate that, John. I hate that.
Guess what? Everybody else from up there, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, New York, both teams, Baltimore, all of them come down here and shop in the
JFK.
SEC for linemen.
But that ain't
Okay.
had nothing to
JOK,
do with
I
Rich
don't want to
McKay.
JOK, I don't want to interrupt it,
Yeah.
but you left
Get.
out one key point though.
Go ahead.
Those two players from Georgia that you mentioned, one of them that he won with was an undrafted rookie. That's the big part of that.
Yep.
David Andrews was an undrafted rookie that he plopped in at center and then went ahead and won. I think that is a piece of context you don't want to leave out because that's
Yeah. Yep.
crazy.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. And see now, as far as it being Rich McKay's responsibility, whatever. When did we fire? We fired our entire scouting department right before we hired Arthur Smith, didn't we? Somebody tell me. I think we did.
I
Yeah,
hope not.
for the most part, for the
Well,
Yeah,
most part,
because
yeah, we did.
because these were people that were here ever since or that
now see,
firm or whatever it was.
I didn't
But
realize
the
that.
scouting department got changed
Right.
right after Arthur Smith got hired. Okay, these were people that we gave a grocery list to go and find players. They went and got the wrong doggone thing.
I thought that
Just
got
about every
changed
time
after
they went and got the wrong thing. And see, the thing is, okay, you may not have Rich McKay, Arthur Blank, whoever it is, went and done this personally, but if these people that you hired went and did the right thing or the wrong thing, you get to get the accolades or the foot in the behind as whichever way it go. You responsible. You
But
get it.
McKay is insulated. All he will ever get is accolades.
Yeah, and see
That's the issue.
and you absolutely right, Winston. And see, that's what's
That's
been
the issue.
happening. That's what's
That's the
been
issue.
happening.
That's exactly why you need a Bill Belichick to come in because the power structure is crazy. It's crazy. All right, so I can sit there and get all the accolades, all the praise, all the love when somebody pans out and be great.
Yep.
But if they don't pan out, well, I can sit there and throw it on the GM or the head coach.
Yep. I mean,
That's
Mm,
who's taking the blame
that,
for Kyle
that
Pitts?
that's their picks and that's
Rich McKay.
their hire or whatever. Like that doesn't make sense. That the infrastructure of this organization is so sounded and fundamentally messed up. It does not make sense. And for fans that don't understand it, I you don't have to understand. You don't have to understand the actual inner workings and the foundation of it. Just look at your team now. Look at your team now. It's been a long time since we had 2016 to be happy about.
Yeah, you
but
right
if
about
you
that.
Last
but if
time, the last time we was in the playoffs was in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
What happened in
It's
either.
been exactly,
but if you
but
go look up the research on what the GM's supposed to do or how the NFL is structured by teams, it will tell you that the GM is either supposed to report to the CEO or the owner,
straight up,
and that's how they
straight
got
up.
it now.
but we don't do that.
That's not how we have it. He don't report
Well,
to
who
Blank.
well who is the
He he
CEO?
he
Rich
he
McKay.
report.
So I said
He report.
CEO or owner.
Hmm.
It's either or.
I
So if
understand that.
so if
I
Mr.
understand
Blank
it.
got him as the
Uh,
CEO
Wallace,
and
But
Wallace.
you're
he want to
but
structure
the
like that,
No, hold on. Because
but the problem
Wallace,
is traditionally the head coach report to the GM.
right?
hold on, Keely. Why did Wallace? Let me
Yeah.
ask you this. Read out the rest of what the GM is supposed to do.
Hmm.
Read out the rest of what the GM is supposed to do.
What to my the what the GM supposed to do?
Yeah,
Job duties.
He
his
said we are the
powers and job duties.
reverse. We are the reverse of what a
No,
GM
no,
is supposed to do.
why did? Because this gonna quell a whole lot of
Yeah, the GM
thinking that
is
the fan base has.
so that GM got a
M-
lot of work to do. He part of he runs a lot of things. Player personnel. He got to do the finance on that side. Got to make
Uh-huh,
sure the salary cap is straight.
uh-huh.
You
And
got to
what
get
else?
the free agent players. And you got to
Well,
And,
do the
I thought
draft.
Terry handled a lot of that.
and what else? And what
I
else? Free
now what?
agents and free agency and draft, right?
Yeah, free agency and draft. Yeah. Hmm.
All right. Now, what do we have in the Atlanta Falcons? The head coach either doing the draft or free agency, and the GM is doing the other
Nope.
and
I think
maintaining the book.
I think they working together.
No, they're not working together. They said it in the presser. They're not working together. One of them they didn't distinguish which one is doing which,
Yeah, they
but
said one got
one of
50%, the other got 50%, but they working together.
that doesn't make sense. A GM is supposed to have all that power.
So
That's
basically
the issue.
what they did was
And they sit there all
you the
report to
GM. Yeah, he said you the GM and you
Hey,
the head coach.
excuse me, y'all. Hold on. I'm hearing something in the background. Somebody's scraping or swizzling something, and I can't hear
yeah,
you
yeah.
guys talking.
No, no, it's good.
Oh, I couldn't hear anything. Okay, it stopped.
Yeah,
So
I
but
don't
what
know
the
who it is.
well,
the
I'm just
GM
going by what the new model they have. You got one got 50%, the other got 50%, right? So now what it is, the GM
what
is
he
getting the players what the coach. Before it was the
Walla,
GM just get the players and the coaches coach the players.
Walla, let me ask you this.
Hmm.
In a winning organization, whenever you ever seen that, you tell me one winning organization that you seen a model like that.
About where the GM get the players for the
No,
coaches.
no, 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 no. I'm talking about with the Atlanta Falcon model, where a head coach got 50, GM got 50, and none of the moves get passed without Rich McKay sitting there okay. You tell me where you seen a winning organization have a model like this.
I haven't looked up. I haven't looked up one yet to see if they
It
doing it
don't
that way.
it don't work. It does not work. Why? Because it's too many cooks in the kitchen.
Cause
It's too
what they
many chefs in the kitchen.
cause from what I got from the thing is like they're gonna let them get the players whoever they want. That ain't saying they gonna disagree on who they getting. Cause I ain't never they haven't Rich McKay ain't came in there and said, "Oh, y'all they wanted Bijan. Nope, y'all can't get Bijan because I don't want that pick. I haven't seen Rich McKay do nothing like that.
He
I wish
has
he
to
had
he
done
has to he has to okay it. That's what I'm saying. Anything that head coach and GM want to do has to get passed up to Rich McKay. He has to okay it before they can make a move. That's what I'm saying.
that. Hmm.
Well, what I
That's
got
Yeah,
exactly
was
what I'm saying. Like,
well,
like,
it's a
like I,
bad model.
this is what
I
I
would
got.
be,
This is what
I
I
would
got.
be good with the 50-50 split if it was a 50-50 split, but it's not. It's a 33-33-33. No, it ain't even that. It's 25-25-40.
But the
And
thing
Rich
is,
McKay had the overruling vote.
we don't have issues with them getting players. That's not the issue that y'all are saying.
How we don't have an issue with getting players
Cause they
when
getting the
we're
players
not
that
winning?
they want. They got the
We
players
don't
that
know
they
that.
want.
We don't know
And
that.
now we have a whole nother
We don't know.
head
We don't
coach.
know what players they
See
swung and
now,
missed on.
Hmm?
hold on, Kevin.
We
Hold
don't
on,
know
hold
what
on, hold
players they swung and missed on. We don't know if they got every player that they want. And
I
then
mean,
that's how free
on.
agency works. You offer the biggest bag and they take it.
right. But
Aiden
but
Hutchinson, Panay Sewell. Like we could have got any of those. We could have had both of those.
yeah,
Panay Sewell.
but
Hold
was
on,
that
watch
what the
it, watch
coach
it.
want though?
Panay Sewell had
Yep.
the highest rated run blocking rate in the NFL
Right.
this year,
I agree
and
with you on that.
we wanted to be a running team. Hindsight is 2020. But what I'm saying is this though. We the head coach, if you give him the head coach and the GM 50-50 power, but the man above them has 100% power, and I can veto whatever the pick is. How is this man that's outside the loop? He's looking in. He's looking in with tunnel vision instead of a wide scope view. How can he help what we're trying to do?
Well,
Winston,
And then,
I
but then the head coach get blamed for the make for the mistake. Don't get me wrong. Arthur Smith, he took on too much. He took on way too much. But I can say this: what he assembled within his era is very, very enticing. It's very, very enticing. But at the
Okay.
Listen,
same time, huh?
I just want to make one clarification because this is what Uncle Steve was talking about. We what we believe to be true, and what Uncle Steve was saying is that everything you're saying is what we believe to be true, but at the same time, we're still making an assumption because
No,
what
the actual reports out them
all
saying
right,
that.
well, I'm just going what Uncle Steve was saying, and I agree with him. What has came out of McKay's mouth is that I allowed them to make the decisions. So I just want the clarification that that didn't come out his mouth. We believe it to be true, but what came out of Rich McKay actual mouth was that he allows Terry and Arthur Smith to actually make the decisions.
Right, and
That's
that's
just
what I
what came
heard.
out his mouth.
Yeah, that's what I
Let me
heard.
ask you this.
I'm just
Let
Now,
me
making the
ask you this.
clarification. I'm not
Hold on.
saying you're wrong. We're just like Uncle Steve said, you're right and wrong. We're not saying you're wrong. We believe that
Right,
to be the truth that he
right.
has much say in. Because if you're reporting to them, you're never going to have more power than the person you're reporting to. So we agree in theory, but what actually came out of McKay's mouth is that he allows them to make the. I just wanted to make that clarification. That's what Uncle Steve was saying.
Yeah, that's what I
hey,
heard
No,
in the interview.
hold on,
That's what he
everybody.
said.
Hold on, everybody.
so,
Who has the
who has the
television up? Somebody got a
yeah?
TV on too loud.
You know who it is. Oh, Wallace over there. Cut them cartoons down, man. You a
Yeah,
cartoon
cause
about last Friday.
I guess Tidy was hearing that. Oh, and let me say
Appreciate
something
that.
too.
Appreciate it.
Let me
Go ahead,
say
John.
one thing too. Let me say
Go
one
ahead,
thing
John.
too. We've been forgetting about the president, Greg Beatles, between
He's on
okay.
the
Greg
he's on the
Beal.
finance side. He ain't that
No,
important.
hold on. But he still carries the title of president, and he's above both the coach and the general manager. Now they
Right,
said the general
Yeah,
manager and the coach were equal. All right,
Oh,
now
okay.
they
right.
equal. Okay, you got a president that's on top of them, then Rich McKay, then Arthur Blank. And
Right.
as Winston said, you look, how many ways can you make a chocolate cake? I'm just saying, usually people use vanilla extract and chocolate flavoring. They don't use black dirt and motor oil. Okay. And
Right.
see, that's what we've been doing for all of this long time.
But they just
Because,
put him. But they just put him back in that role this year, right?
and
Coming
see,
up,
that's
Rich
another
McKay.
Greg
point.
Beal.
They
Yeah.
just put
Yeah,
McKay.
no,
No, McKay is
no.
CEO now. See,
McCabe,
McKay was president, but now he's
McCabe been in the
CEO.
position.
No, I'm talking about Forrest on back on the football operation side. They just brought him
Right,
back this
No,
year.
January of
right,
no.
23. January
McCabe,
of 23. It was
right,
January of 23 when
okay.
they moved him
right.
back to the
So,
football
and
operation.
see, my question is why? Why? Because and to Red's point, okay, you were doing this. Rich McKay was doing just fine wherever the hell he was doing just fine over there. Send him right back to where he was and let Bill do his job. Send him back,
Bill,
whatever it was. Because see, hey, the thing about it is, Rich McKay can still sit up there with Arthur Blank and put mustard and ketchup on his hot dog. Okay? Bill Belichick is going to be on the field coaching the team.
Right.
Okay?
He was gonna be
So,
the
so,
face
so,
of the
so,
franchise. When you talk to about the franchise, it's gonna be Belichick doing the talking, Belichick making the decisions. Rich, you stay your ass up in the press box and make that coffee and put that ketchup on them hot dogs and shut the hell up.
yeah. I mean that, and just like Winston said, there is this. Look, I knew we was in trouble when we had 7 general managers. I knew we was in trouble as far as an ownership group and a corporate structure and a coaching structure when we had 7 general managers. Okay.
Now, why did he bring all those guys on? Was
and see, look, I don't know. It was during the time when Dan Quinn threw Marquand Manuel and Sarkisian under the bus.
Right. Okay, I remember. Right.
See, it was right after that he threw them under the bus to save himself. Okay, well, I'll call the defense. Okay, we'll get Dirk Cutterback to call the offense.
He should have never hired Stark. He should have hired somebody from within.
He should have hired LaFleur.
Right.
And see, hey, I'm gonna tell you something else too. Hey, that's why LaFleur put that whooping on the Cowboys when they played Green Bay.
Yep.
It was personal.
That's right. It was personal. Yeah.
I've been saying that. I've been saying it was personal, and he was like, you know what, Dan Quinn, I'm finna beat you at your own game. I'm finna show you better than I have to tell you. I'm smarter than you think I am.
Yeah.
Beat you like you owe me money.
Because from what I understood, Dan Quinn, quote unquote. Now these are media reports, and you know you can take that for what it's worth, or take it with a grain of salt. The media reports were that Dan Quinn was not impressed with LaFleur enough to even consider him as offensive coordinator. So this, like this did
about offense. Stay your ass on the defensive side. You the reason we lost the damn Super Bowl with your shut mouth ass.
Amen.
Well, once again, LaFleur, he was like, I finna go to Dallas. I finna show Dan Quinn who the big dog is, and you know you fucked up. So I finna put the butt whooping on you, and it is what it is. Can't nobody say you did this and did that. Dan Quinn, you ain't did shit.
Yeah. And see, additionally, and going back to the point that Winston and Keely were discussing, see, look, at this point right here, Keely is correct. And Winston are correct. Both of them are correct in saying that, look, this man is going to have to, McKay is going to have to get out of the way. Now, that does not necessarily mean that his title changes. His title doesn't have to change because he was president of the Falcons for the longest. He's president of the Falcons for the longest. But what his actual job is and what he's actually doing, nobody really knew. It's just like on my job. Okay, I have a job with a job description. Okay, my job is to supervise employees, make sure the operation runs smoothly, answer any questions, blah, 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 be liaison between this person, that person, whatever. Okay, that's my real job. But guess what? I did more side work than the job that I was supposed to be doing. And the crazy part about it, them jokers tried to jack me up for not doing my real job. And I had to act a fool. And I said, now how in the world am I going to do my real job when I'm doing all this other stuff for you to make you look good? Okay, tell you what, I'm going to go back to my real job, doing my real job, and you fend for yourself. And see, once you get retirement age, you can start calling shots like that because the thing is, it's just great freedom when you can just walk the hell off a job and say, I'm done. And don't tell nobody what it was that you were doing to make things work the way they work. But in this particular situation, Rich McKay can't tell nobody nothing. He can't teach nobody nothing. He can't train nobody nothing. I mean, it was all I could do to keep from cussing him out when I walked by him up there at Flowery Branch the last time I went to the Falcons practice because I knew the man was stealing money. It's just like when Ted Turner had Stan Kasten as president of the Braves and the Hawks. His friend
didn't do nothing.
He was him, Pete Babcock, and that stupid Lenny Wilkins They were the ones that traded Dominique Wilkins.
Don't
Okay.
say that word, John. Pete Babcock. I want to hear that man's name again.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, it was the same dynamic. It was the same dynamic. Friends. I'm trusting
Really,
him. He know what
really
he
nice
doing.
one, no better.
Yeah. And see,
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
only when who was that manager that the Braves had that they caught cheating or doing something right before we got Alex Anthopoulos.
Oh, I know
Bobby Cox.
Amendola. Danny Amendola, I think.
No, that's the receiver.
I'm trying to think of
No,
whether that's his
no,
name or not.
his name begin with a C. His name begin with a C. Campanella. Campanella, I think. Was it Mark
Could
Campanella?
be,
Yeah,
could
it could
be,
be.
could be.
Somebody look it up. I think it's Campanella though.
But
The
the
guy,
thing
the one that got
was that
banned. The one that got
hey,
banned, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, we getting the same type of man. Campanella. Titus says Campanella. We getting the same type of dude. We getting the same type of dude in Bill Belichick. You know, you getting the same type of dude in Bill Belichick. Cause see, the thing is now he know how to do it by the book, and he know how to cheat. And at this point, I want a ring. I want that big strap of gold around my waist. I want a ring. I want a trophy, and I want a banner. Okay.
All right.
And
Let me
see,
ask you guys this: since we all have accepted the fact that Belichick is gonna be the guy, do you think
We didn't.
what do you think his the option for quarterback gonna be? What do you think is his agenda for the quarterback position? Belichick, because you know he ain't gonna ride with Ritter. I hope not.
He's going to go get a vet. That's a lot. He's going to
Right.
get a vet, most likely for
Coach
the
Hill.
office that he,
He
for the
could draft
office
one as
that he
well.
So what
for
you're
the
saying is we
yeah
can
oh
forget
yeah
about
hold on
the rookie quarterback.
hold on. All right, he's going to go get a veteran quarterback. Now, I'm not saying he's going to draft another quarterback too. But if we go get a vet, and I think with Bill Belichick, it's very likely that we're not going to draft a quarterback in the first round. I don't
We,
see us moving out of our position.
That's gonna
I
upset some
don't think.
things.
we might.
I see a Russell Wilson coming in here for about a year or
Oh
two
God,
on two.
please no,
I'm
please.
telling you got to look at the offense that he likes to run.
Oh, I know. I agree with you saying. I
He,
just don't want
And
it.
when it comes down to it, between Russell Wilson and
Coach
Kirk
Cousins.
Cousins, who run his
he
offense
drafted Mac
more
Jones.
likely,
He drafted
Damn
Mac
Achilles.
Jones.
No Mac Jones now.
he
No Mac
No, I'm
Jones.
saying
drafted
he
Mac
drafted Mac
Jones.
Jones in the first round.
I understand that. I get that.
They needed a
Where did he
quarterback.
draft? I He drafted Jimmy Garoppolo, Jacoby Brissett, and
Woo. Don't draft no quarterback. I take it back. Don't draft
Yeah,
no
but
quarterback.
so
yeah,
But that y'all
he,
gotta
yeah,
he
but
so
y'all
I'm
trip.
what I'm saying is this: it's more likely that he's going to bring in a veteran. We're going to end up drafting a quarterback. Now, I don't see him going with his first round pick if it's Bill Belichick with a quarterback. I don't see that. Why?
why not?
Because he's on a short window. He's on a short window.
We're not
Now
even in
that might
position to
that
get one.
that that
If we
that may be a pardoned gift. That
if we
may be a
need it,
pardoned gift. His last year before he stepped down, that may be a pardoned gift. But Belichick, as we all understand and said, he got like 3, 4, 5 years. He got 3, 4, 5 years as of right now. Russell Wilson, as much as we don't want to sit there and try to acknowledge it, Russell Wilson had a great year. To be honest, his
Great.
team was just sorry.
Right.
Look at his numbers. Look at his numbers.
Hey,
Russell had a
so
Russell had a better year than Mahomes did. Let's keep it all the way funky.
Right.
The team around him wasn't performing up to his standard. That's not on him. That's not on the quarterback. Quarterback, the quarterback and the wide receiver tight end is are dependent position. I can't put up more numbers than what you allow me to do. If I throw it to you and you sit and driving the ball, I can't do nothing. If I throw it to you and you sit there and dance around in the backfield trying to juice somebody instead of just going go straight ahead for 5 yards, I can't do nothing if you get tackled
So
in the backfield.
how
But
he have a better
it
year
affect, it
when they
affect
sat him
it
down?
affected my number, huh?
How did Russell have a better year when they sat him down the last
That
He
was
had
game?
a
that
hold
was a
on.
mess. That
He
was a
has an
mess.
injury. Hold on. He has an injury clause in his contract. The exact same thing that Derek Carr had. And that's why they did the exact same thing with him. Because they came to him and tried to talk about goddamn restructuring his contract. He didn't want to do it. So they sat his ass down to protect their bottom line. That's why that happened. It's the exact same thing that happened with Derek Carr. Derek Carr wasn't injured last year, but they had an injury clause in it. So if you get injured and you can't pass a physical the following off season, then you're guaranteed into this money.
I
So
thought they sat him down so he wouldn't get injured, so that way he won't have to get paid these
That
last
what
two
he just
years of his
said.
contract.
That what he just
That's what
said.
he just
that's
said.
Oh, okay.
exactly what I said. But at the same time, there's an escalator. If
Turn them
he get
cartoon
hurt,
sound Travis so you can hear that.
if he get hurt, there's guaranteed money now.
Because
You know
see,
what I'm
Nick
saying?
just salary guaranteed.
It's more guaranteed money on top of the guaranteed money they already owe him.
Because they're gonna have to cut him before the free agency start. So they're
They
gonna
got
have
to cut him by March.
Like
yeah,
March 5th. It's like March 5th.
right.
What?
See, they got
You
to
see,
pay it. They
like,
got to pay him next
the,
year's salary, but the
Yeah.
salary after that,
yeah.
that's the one
I,
we're trying
All
to
right,
avoid.
all right. Hold on. So with contract, this is why I sit and tell people all the time. When you look at a contract, don't look at the total number. Look at the guaranteed number.
Right.
That guaranteed money. That's where your contract is really based at. All right.
Hmm.
If I got a 3 year, $50,000, $50 million contract, but guaranteed is only 28. That's the only thing anybody's worried about, to be honest. Because I at 28, I can split it down to 3 years. I can split it down to 3 years. Or hold on, let me rephrase it. A 5 year, $58 million contract with 28 guaranteed. But within that contract, all your guaranteed money is structured in the first 3 years of the contract. I can get off of your contract after that. And it's not gonna be much of a hit to me as an
Mhm.
organization. All right, now we just re-signed Caleb McGurr, right? But Caleb McGurr has a small contract. It's only 33 million. He's only getting paid 11 million a year. But his cap hit goes down when the season ended. So we can move off of Caleb McGurry contract. And it's not gonna be a devastating hit. You gotta understand how the numbers work.
right.
If
That's
you
what
want
Jerry does.
if you really want somebody, you can go get somebody. There's really not a weight in hell that you can't go get somebody. You just have to have somebody in the GM situation and role that's able to manipulate the money and numbers correctly. That's the thing.
Right.
Any player in this league, if another team really wanted him, they can go get him. It's about what you're willing to sacrifice and how you can structure that deal, but it's not absolutely catastrophic to your organization.
Yep.
That's it. But any player can be had. Any player can be had. Lamar Jackson right now after his deal and him going up on a MVP season right now. We can get him this offseason. Now, what are you willing to get up for draft capital? How you clear financial space to take in his contract? Like, but there are ways to do it. It's not an improbability. It's about whether you're willing to do it or not.
I
Sure.
want to ask y'all since Kirk Cousins came out and saying he would love to be here with Bill Belichick. You think he got a better chance to come here than Russell Wilson? And he had a good season before the Achilles.
That's the whole hold up for me. That Achilles. That Achilles. I mean, I put it to you like that. Everybody loved what Caleb Huntley was doing when he was lead up.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody loved what Caleb was doing. And then he blew his top.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me when the last time you heard anything about Caleb Huntley.
It's been a minute.
That's what I'm saying. You ain't heard nothing about him all season long. Why?
Right,
Because he's still trying to rehab and get back into shape to play
right,
in NFL.
right,
Now, here's it. Kirk Cousins is a statue quarterback. He's a true traditional pocket passing
right,
quarterback. All right, that's nice. But at the same time, our don't get skewed by our offensive line ranking. 'Cause I think we finished like fourth or sixth.
right. Fifth.
That's nice, but at the same time, it's an average of your run block and your pass block. But we can all honestly sit there and say that our pass block wasn't the greatest of things, but it
Right,
wasn't bad.
right.
Now, did you want a statue quarterback sitting back there in that pocket?
Me? No. I mean, I just was asking a question because he said Bill Belichick to the reporter. And I was like, maybe we either get him for the low. And don't, because I think his wife or something from Atlanta or something.
She
So
is. She was
I
Atlanta.
was looking at, you know, maybe we either get him for the low and draft a quarterback with our first pick.
I mean, it's not even about the money at this point. Cause like at this point, we have we had money last offseason and we didn't go get Lamar.
What?
Now, hold on. Now, do I sit there and say that it was a bad decision? No, because of all the pieces that we was able to accumulate.
What?
So, even though I was in my feelings about us not getting Lamar, the the greater good was we built a team up.
What?
Now we have actual players here. All right, cool.
Yeah,
This off
we
season,
might need to be here now with this with defensive coordinator being gone.
exactly. This off season, now we have more money. We will end up having, or we possibly are able to have more money than we had last off season.
What?
And the same issue that we had last off season is the same issue that we have this off season. Quarterback. Why are we steady playing with this position? It does not make sense.
What?
You can't sit there like you honestly can't sit there and think that, hey, I'm gonna build up a defense and it's gonna be smash mouth and it's just gonna shut everything down and I don't care about the offense. No, that's not how the NFL is structured
All right.
nowadays.
So,
NFL all the rules nowadays are structured for the offense to prevail over the defense. It's not that from the inception of the NFL to the 2008,
what?
2012. Like that's not it anymore. Defense is not going to rule the roost. It's not. It's not. I don't give a damn how much you construct your defense. It's not going to rule the roost. Why? Because there are rules in place for the defense to not be able to be as successful as they
What?
can potentially be.
What?
You got you got a strike zone on the quarterback. You got a 5 yard
You
That
cannot
Chuck
take
zone.
a wide receiver for 5 yards.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You got a 5 yard press. You have impeding a route, even if it's a rub route.
Right.
If it was if it is within 5 yards, there's so many rules designated to slow down the defense for the
Right.
offense to be more productive because the NFL is about dollars. People, the casual fan, would like to see more offense. So
Right.
that's what it's trying to orchestrate towards. So if that's the case, then there's no way in hell that a top tier defense is going to carry your team.
Right.
You have to have complementary football on the other side of the ball. You can
So
have a middling offense and get the job done, but you can't sit there and have a bottom tier offense and a top tier defense. Is not going to work because you're only
You got
going to go so far
yeah,
because
you
you
let
gotta
me
have
can't put a point.
you gotta
let
have a
me ask
quarterback.
y'all this: if we do hire Bill Belichick, and let's just say, what quarterback you think Bill Belichick get in the first round, if he get one? Which one it
Michael
would be?
Penix,
Who?
Michael Penix, Michael Penix.
Man. And what Michael Penix do? Stay in the pocket.
Yeah,
Especially,
that's exactly what I'm saying.
right,
Like for it, what a lot of people sitting there thinking and whatever. Like we want certain players and we want certain coaches or
right,
whatever. But until you get a coach, you can't understand what they want.
right,
So with a Bill Belichick, and if he was to draft a quarterback in the first round, it would be Michael Penix. That is the perfect fit for the scheme that he want to run.
right. I'm with you on that. I've been saying I want Michael Penix. I,
Me
Mm.
I,
personally, I want Jaden Daniel, but at the same time, I want to change Jaden Daniel because of the offense that we was running last season.
right,
There's a difference.
right.
But now, like I still want Jaden Daniel because I think he's the best quarterback coming out.
I got
Potential ceiling wise, he's the best quarterback coming out. But at the same time, like I don't know who our head coach is gonna be,
you. Right.
who our OC is gonna be. So until I see that, then I don't know. I can't make that decision.
I
But
got
if we get Bill Belichick, 9 times out of 10, Penix or Penix,
or
Jared Verse
JJ.
or Penix, Jared Verse or Dallas Turner will be
Mm,
our picks in the first round.
right.
All right. Now we done rung this coaching discussion out until there's no water left in the rag. And and we still just as
we
confused
still
as
at
we were when we started.
right.
Now, you got 2 championship games coming on this weekend.
They dog
Let's
style.
go around the room. I'm gonna start with Red. Who you like in the AFC championship?
Oh, you know, gotta ride with the
And then the
old
NFC championship, both of
Baltimore is the team to beat. Baltimore is the team that's gonna win. Pat Mahomes, you got your 2 rings, you know, go on and let your boy LJ go on and get his ring wrapped up, and then you come back next year and y'all boys can fight over rings for the next few years to come. But this is the year that Baltimore takes the AFC. And in the NFC, I'm riding with the story of the year. Detroit Rock City, baby. Ravens versus Lions. Gonna be one of the Super Bowls to remember. Purple versus blue.
Well,
That's what I
them. All
got,
right,
John.
Ron.
Baltimore, Detroit.
I've been
Oh,
saying
you
this.
threw Red.
No, I'm saying
You said
that's what I got. Baltimore and Detroit.
I've been saying this for the
Red
last
was
5 years.
through when he made those picks.
And I told you this, John, a long time ago. Experience take the cake. What I mean by that, Patrick Mahomes been there and done that. Patrick Mahomes know how to get to the Super Bowl. He been there and done that. So Patrick Mahomes finna have a field day. And I will Detroit. I think Detroit gonna put a butt whipping on Shanahan now. The 49ers.
Okay. We on the same page with that one.
Right.
I don't know about this butt whipping that Pat Mahomes finna put on Baltimore.
Hey, I finna tell you, when the lights bright, Patrick Mahomes show up and show out. Look what he did to the Bills.
He do. You can't deny Pat Mahomes is a great quarterback.
Right.
You can't deny him. But Baltimore, LJ,
I know that y'all are number 1 or number 2 defense. I know that. But back to what I just said, experience. Experience. Lamar Jackson and Baltimore never been this far.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson ain't been this far. Baltimore have.
But you cannot. I talk about this whole new team.
You mean this era of Baltimore?
Right,
this iteration of Baltimore have never been.
So that's why I say Kansas City.
You're right. Okay. You're right, because it was 2012 when Flacco was. That's been about 10 years. All right, well, it's going to be a good game now, Ron. I don't think it's going to be no butt whipping. And I think it might be a battle of the week. That's why I don't understand why that's the first game. That could be the prime time game.
I think it's going to be 37-27.
Ooh, 10. I'm gonna go 35-32. Baltimore get them by field goal.
And they playing in Baltimore, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they're playing in Baltimore.
But
you know that defense gonna be ready for old Pat Man. They're gonna be ready to look up in that press box and see, hey girl, sit down, Taylor. Sit down, Brittany. We just put the phone on your men.
I got a feeling you finna see Patrick Mahomes finna show up and show out.
Hey, I don't mind Taylor and Brittany being at the Super Bowl. But you know, hey, it's gonna be about 25 shots during the game. So them Baltimore fans will be like, damn, Taylor, what about us? Don't we matter?
And what envy the franchise player just said, every time a big game, Kansas City defense step up. Every time.
Yeah. I gotta say, this is these two teams, man. This is probably a battle of two of the greatest teams, two of the best teams we've seen in a while. Because this KC team, now remember, John, Winston, didn't I not tell y'all? I said, when the playoffs come, we're not going to be even thinking about them drop balls, all the regular season. We ain't going to be thinking about that.
They're on the shoulder in one game.
He know how to do what? Flip.
He on the shoulder in one game.
He can flip the switch.
All right. Bro, Kelly, what you thinking, man?
Keely gone. That's Wallace up there, I think.
Oh, Wallace Smith, excuse me. Oh, Keely gone? Okay, that's right.
Yeah, Keely tucked it in for the night.
Okay.
Hey, shout out to Keely for being on the show. We appreciate you. Thank you for coming through tonight. And Wallace, go ahead. Oh, Keely, if you watching, drop that link for your
training. For the training.
Yeah, your training. Drop a link for that. And if you can, well, we'll take the link and put it in the description.
You mean for his Jack Reacher program out there at the County?
Hey, Wallace, you still with us?
Wallace, cut the cartoons off and answer the question.
Cause I just see a blank screen.
Oh Lord, he probably over there looking at a DuckTales marathon.
Oh, I would never admit that. Never admit
You
that.
should have heard when you were watching Friday night, man. Cartoon after movie.
All right, Winston, what you thinking?
I think Baltimore went. Baltimore went convincingly. Their defense, like when I sat down and watched their defense last weekend, it's something serious.
Mm.
But even beyond that, Lamar has elevated himself to actually showing what he can do. He became the passer that all NFL scouts and stuff didn't want him to be. They was
Hey,
talking
Winston,
about
let me stop you right there, Winston. I'm gonna ask you this question: does Todd Monken make the difference?
Yes.
no, no,
He helped. He helped now.
no. I put it to you like that. Lamar always had that ability. He showed that in Louisville. He just didn't have the offensive coordinator to allow him to do it. There's a difference. Tom Monken only opened up his vision. See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Lamar already had that talent. He showed that a long time ago.
Winston,
You
let me
know what
ask you
I'm
this. Did you notice that each championship run, Harbaugh had to make a change at offensive coordinator? He made the change
saying?
when Flacco won from Cam Cleveland to somebody during the season when they won in 2012. And in the beginning of this
True.
season, he changed the offensive coordinator to Todd Monken. So you see, that coach know when it's a change that needs to be made, he got to make it. That's why John Harbaugh is
That
who he is.
that's great coaching. Because at the end of the day, I'm not worried about your feelings. I'm
Nope.
worried about what's best for this organization.
Win,
I'm
baby.
going to make those
Win.
moves. Win.
W.
Period.
W's is what count.
What Al Davis said? Win, baby, win.
Right? Just win, baby.
And that's what we need. Falcon organization, that's what we need. That's why I think Bill Belichick will be the best hire. But let's get back to this. All right. Monken, Todd Monken only unlocked Lamar Jackson. He already had it. He already had it. You got to think about it. Won't nobody sitting there coaching him up to do this. He was doing that when he was in college.
Mm-hmm.
When he got to the league, and he didn't have the talent around him. All right, well, I'm gonna utilize the best talent I have. I'm gonna utilize the best player I had. It's the same thing that Tennessee did with Derrick Henry. I'm gonna utilize my best talent and make everything else better for lesser talent, easier for lesser talent. It's the exact same thing. It's how Arthur Smith got to Atlanta. It's a
Yeah.
common sense thing. So now that Lamar is sitting there showing you, hey, I can be a quarterback, a legitimate dual threat quarterback. What can you do with me now? I said this for years. When he finally gets somebody around him to put people around to elevate his game, well, not even elevate, but unlock his game, he's going to be a problem. Same thing with Justin Fields. Justin Fields is on the exact same trajectory, on the exact same trajectory. Only thing is, Justin Fields ain't get an MVP. All right, that's cool. But at the same time, if you really sit down and break it down and analyze it together, Fields is on the same trajectory. Now, what will Fields be able to do within our offense with the talent that we have? Because we already know he can throw. He showed that in college. He showed that in college. We know that he can throw. He just don't have nobody to throw to. He don't have a running back in the backfield to goddamn take the heat off his arm back. But I'm gonna go back to this. Baltimore, I got Baltimore 34-21. And then on the NFC side, uh the Lions have been the Cinderella story all season because everybody want to root for the underdog, but at the same time, like even with the 49 injuries, I got 49ers come out 34-31. No, correction. 27, 27-24.
Why you drop down?
Cause I mean, even with the injury, 49 the defense is still legit. I put it to you like this. Even with the injury, 49 defense is still better than
Okay.
still better than
Wallace, are you through
27-24.
Wallace, you through warming up your hot pocket? You want to give us your prediction?
I'm going Baltimore over the Chiefs. And then I'm going to go with Detroit over 49ers.
Okay. That's what I said, Baltimore, Detroit.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr.
Okay.
Joe. It's all on you.
Well, man, somebody MW, the franchise player, said the conference championship game is going to be better than the actual Super Bowl. Now, I don't know about that, but these are definitely going to be some good conference championship games because, man, look at the story. If Mahomes wins, he stopped Lamar Jackson in his quest at home.
At home. Boy,
at home.
We're going to roast Lamar.
And just like Winston's saying now, Detroit is the Cinderella story. I mean, Detroit is past due. Detroit is way past due. And I'm mad. I'm mad beyond description because Detroit was under our thumb for so freaking long, and we still didn't get the doggone deal done. That's the thing make me mad. That's the thing make me mad. Yeah, I mean, with Matt. Yeah, I mean, Detroit is just leapfrogged us, past us.
What?
They leapfrogged past us, man. It's just like, they looking back at us like, you a speed bump. Atlanta Falcons, you a speed bump. Bloom, 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 bloom. Okay.
In 2 years.
Yeah. In 2 doggone years. Okay. So that's the thing make me go ahead, Ron, and before I finish.
No, John.
Oh, I thought you hold your hand up. But yeah, I mean, it's just ridiculous. That's what makes me so mad, and I hate wasting time because see, I ain't like I tell y'all all the time. I ain't got too much longer to be caring about this. Okay. I ain't got too much longer to be caring about this.
You got 8 more years.
No. Shoot, man. I might not have 80 minutes.
I do want to say this. Don't be surprised if Eminem at the game.
Oh, he's coming. Hey, Ron. He may jump on stage. He may jump on stage at halftime. I wouldn't be surprised.
You seen the video that he made for
he gonna lose himself.
You seen the video that he made for Matthew Stafford?
No, I didn't. I'm gonna have to check that out. I'm gonna check that out.
In the video, he said he was telling Matthew Stafford, he was like, you know what I'm saying? He was here and he let you go, and then you went on and you did great things, and then you coming back. Matt, please let us get one. Let us get one.
Yeah.
And then that was released like a day or two before they play, and then Detroit
yeah. I did see that video.
Putting the bows on, and now I mean it's a lot. It doesn't matter however far Detroit go, Eminem is gonna be there. Detroit is
But
going
a
to
lose
rock with
yourself.
them. Why? Why? Because they have a feeling that they haven't felt in a long time. The
Oh
exact
man,
same
yeah.
thing that
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta did in 2016. We
Mm-hmm.
had a feeling that
Whoa.
we hadn't felt in a long, long time. And people said they were sitting there saying like, hold on, oh the
Is
shit,
that
this
is,
this
is
this
that
this
Titus out
this
there?
might this might be serious. This might go somewhere.
Right.
I need to go
Hold
see
on,
it. I
Winston.
need to go
Is
see it.
that is
Why?
that
Mhm.
Titus?
Why? Why?
Titus,
Why?
are you
Yeah, that's
starting
how.
that clash between Taylor Swift? You trying to say Eminem gonna
Hey,
chase
hey,
Kelsey girlfriend, Titus? You
you
started that,
see,
man?
you see that, you see that, well, Ron, you see that down there?
What?
Talking
What?
about
What? What?
Eminem and Taylor
what
Swift gonna be at the games and plot twist. Eminem and Taylor will be dating this time next year.
Hey,
Well,
hey,
what,
Titus,
what,
Titus,
what,
I don't even think
what
Eminem.
I'm
Scorpion
staying
say?
out of
Get
that.
over here.
I
What
don't even think
Scorpion say?
Eminem
Get
Taylor
over
tight,
here.
Titus. What you say,
I'm
Winston?
staying out of that one. I'm
What you
staying
say,
out of
Winston?
that.
I'm not
I said,
saying
I said,
nothing
I,
about
I
that.
said, I said, what Scorpion on Mortal Kombat say? Get over here.
Oh my God. Yeah. Hey, all right,
Mister,
Titus.
you know right, dog.
Taylor gonna be
Hey man,
on
hey,
top of
look,
y'all
look,
now.
it's very possible. Cause like, look, me and the old lady was in the grocery store in Publix the other day, and you know how they have the little magazine racks and stuff right there at the counter or whatever. So we
Tabloid.
got to check out, huh?
The tabloid.
Yeah. So we about to check out, and the main picture on the front junk is Taylor Swift and
Travis
Kelsey,
Kelce.
Travis Kelsey is sitting in an argument over a $1 billion combined money or
Right.
whatever. So they don't know how to divide it up.
Mm-mm. Don't tell
That's
them.
what
Lord
the
have
tabloid
mercy.
said. I ain't read the article, but that's what the tabloid said.
Well,
So it's
Taylor and
very,
Eminem
very
money
simple.
gonna be just the same. Eminem and Taylor both got money, so how they gonna divide theirs?
Easy because
See?
Eminem got like 3 times more money than goddamn Travis Kelce.
Right.
Oh, okay,
You
Travis
You
think
Kelce. I
about
don't
looking
it.
know
at,
Taylor.
wait a minute.
Taylor. He ain't got more than Taylor now.
We looking
No, I
at,
ain't lying. Taylor at almost 800.
right,
Eminem like 400-500 strong though.
right. So you looking at two people that got money, and Chelsea got a little bit of money, and Eminem up there with the big dog.
Let me tell y'all something.
I mean,
Eminem ain't
when you
taking Travis Kelce girl. He gonna whoop Eminem ass. So don't
Hey,
be hating on my Tidy. Don't be hating on Taylor and Travis, y'all. I'm sick of it. Y'all stop hating Tidy. Now Taylor is Travis girl. Now if anybody gonna get stolen, how about
man,
Eminem steal Brittany Mahomes? How about that?
who gonna
Man,
do
y'all,
what?
Travis Travis and Jason will get their ass jumped before they touch goddamn Eminem. I'm telling you
Man,
that out the gate. I
Taylor,
look.
ain't gonna do
As,
Travis like that, man.
as much as the mainstream don't want to respect Eminem, there's a whole bunch of real that really respect him. And
What?
he done brought along and put money in their pocket. Travis and Jason will get their ass jumped and beat the fuck up way before they can touch Eminem.
You know Taylor Swift ain't tapping them thugs after that happened.
and
Oh,
before we start World War III in
look,
here,
look.
the
I
battle of the rapping stars.
no. Look, I've done security. I've done security for years. Your job as security is to secure the target,
Secure the artists.
and if not necessary, you don't use lethal force. All right. Now, when you have that mentality against somebody that's sitting there thinking like on some, hey, I'm going to go get it done regardless. That's something different. Yeah, like I, I promise you, it'd be more damage to Travis and Taylor scenario than Eminem.
So
Yep.
you saying Travis and Taylor have more drama than Eminem and Taylor, is what you're saying.
They would take more losses. They would take more losses.
Travis,
Well,
you better run for the hills while you can.
hey, we counting body bag.
Oh Lord,
We getting body
man.
bag.
Now see, Winston,
But
you gonna have Taylor make a song about Travis when you try to dump her after the Super Bowl.
Oh,
She
she
gonna make a whole
definitely.
album.
well, gentlemen,
That's what I think. That's what I think is fitting to happen though. I think all this is a whole publicity stunt.
For a new
I
album.
don't. Because it's amazing that she randomly just come out of the blue and she's Travis' girl and all this stuff. And you know, every time there's a game and she's there, it's her interacting with the family and all this other stuff, whatever. But she just dropped the album, but what, a year or two ago? Well,
Hey,
last
yeah.
year, correct,
Taylor
last
has
year.
conquered the music scene, and now she is conquering the NFL scene. She is a Renaissance woman.
Well,
What?
gentlemen, on that note,
Oh, hold on, John. What are your predictions before you sign off? What's your prediction?
oh, I didn't give it. Oh, that's right. Darn, Winston, I was
Yeah,
gonna slip out of here
you
before I did.
tried to
At
get
any
out of
rate,
it. Yeah,
You trying to ease on up out there.
I know. Good call, Winston.
I almost made it too. At any rate,
Almost made it. Gotta make a decision.
I see Kansas City with the experience. Now I go along with you, Winston. That doggone Baltimore defense last week, man. That was deadly serious.
Oh.
But I don't think. Whew. And see, I also think about them wide receivers from the very first week of the NFL season dropping passes all darn day. So, oh man, that's kind of hard for me. I'm just gonna go ahead and say Kansas City in a squeaker 2017. And in the NFC Championship, and see Deebo Samuel being out, man, I hate that. That's gonna
They say you 50-50 now.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
he ruled out.
Yeah, I heard
he
that he was
playing.
ruled out. I heard he was ruled out, but hey, they might be doing the Arthur Smith. so ain't
I.e. Kyle Pitts.
yeah. The Bijan. They doing the Bijan.
They can take that fine until next offseason, so it wouldn't even matter.
Yeah.
They can go ahead and take that fine.
Frisco. I'm going with Frisco.
At this point, they probably will end up losing the draft pick.
I'm going with Frisco because of the experience, but that's why I say these are going to be two knockdown, drag out, body bag, pier sixer, eye socket, nut kicking games this Sunday. Because you remember the Detroit coach. You remember the Detroit coach when he first got the job. We gonna bite him on the knee, and if we can't get him on that knee, we gonna bite him in the arm, and we gonna sling him down and stomp him. Yeah. Yeah. He look like he'll do it. He'll go out there and do it himself. He'll take a 20-yard penalty.
And that's what you need, though.
But
that dog. We don't have that dog.
Yeah, gotta have that.
No world online. A head coach, GM, roster. We don't have that dog. We don't have a dog. Everybody coming
and a dog at the top.
Great to talk his shit, but he's not a dog. I need
Yep.
somebody that's going. You know, Vontae Burfict. Vontae Burfict. That's what I love.
Yep.
Why? Because
Yep.
go ahead, give me the penalty. Go ahead, find me. But I'm gonna make my statement now, right now. I'm gonna lay
Yep.
your ass out, and the rest of your team be like, "Oh shit, yeah, I
Yep.
can't go around. Let me readjust my roster stuff." We don't have that.
You ain't gonna
We
have
don't
that no
have
more.
that. Last time we had that was Keanu Neal. That was the last time we had it.
Yep.
Yep. So,
But
ladies and gentlemen,
we'll get it back. It's
let me
gonna
see. We
things
got.
will change.
Let me see.
We
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 had a
we
high
we
of
could
about
we could
14 people watching us, and we appreciate all of you guys watching us. And
yes sir.
to Red and Red, where we gonna find you at, Red? Where we gonna find you at?
Y'all know
At
where to
Blue
Besides
find me.
Flame.
besides
At
stealing
Blue
my
Flame.
money.
At Blue Flame.
Oh, that's y'all
Well,
new sponsor. That's y'all new sponsor.
well, on the nights that Blue Flame closed, you'll find me on
Red
the
Red
red.
and
You'll
Red
find
Show
me on.
live on the Blue Flame.
That's right. Red Rose page, and that includes the Red and Red Sports Show, the hottest ATL Bird game, all of my fellas, Winston, John, Ron, Tidy, Keely, all them guys making daily comments on my page, and we just have good sports and entertainment debate. That's where you will find me on the Red Rose page on Facebook and the Red and Rose Sports Show page on YouTube. Thank you, John and Winston, for having me again tonight. I appreciate being your special guest star.
All right, man.
Wow.
We had a whole bunch of royalty come through, and boss man. Let me see. What's his name? Kelly.
That Wallace down there.
Oh,
Kill
Wallace. I keep
But
calling him Kelly.
that
Hey,
was
Wallace.
right now.
Wallace, you still in?
You know if you hear the music, that Wallace.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, hey,
Yeah.
man. I appreciate you coming in. Boss. Are you doing anything on YouTube, Facebook, anything? Cause we want to pump you up and make sure everybody comes to see you.
Yeah, no, I don't have anything. I just appreciate y'all for letting me come on and chop it up with y'all.
Oh
That
man,
was
it was
man. You
our
welcome every
distinct
time.
pleasure, sir. It was our distinct
Yes
pleasure,
sir.
sir. And
Yes sir.
you know, if you find your way back here next week, come on back in here. I got a spot for you. We
Okay,
got
I will.
spots
I'll
for
be
you.
back next week.
Come
Yes, sir.
on, Wallace.
And
We can bring the hot pot.
and leave that man alone, Red. Winston. Now, see, I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be tolerating Red running company off like that. You usually put folk like Red back in the back room and feed them through a slot because they running all the company off.
See what had happened was
No.
Red,
I don't want no
Red,
explanation. We don't want no explanation.
Red is just nervous about the pay scale. The pay scale, man. That's all
Oh,
it. You know what I'm
oh,
saying? He don't want nobody to interfere with his grade of pay. So
That's
Waller
right.
got a sponsor to
That's a off the app discussion with it. We on public right now. We still on.
hey,
oh
they
hey
print food
hold
stamps.
on. Hey John, hold on.
Uh-huh.
One hot second. One hot second.
Yes,
Hey
sir.
hey Larry, if you on here, find the StreamYard, come in here real quick and plug your show. We definitely appreciate you with the raid early today. Come on here and plug the show for everybody's on.
Is Larry watching?
Also,
Yeah.
Larry's going to be streaming both games and giving commentary on both games. And I can tell you from experience, he was a lifesaver coming from Detroit one weekend because I couldn't get no signal or nothing, but I got Larry, and he kept me apprised on the game and kept it rolling. And We really appreciate that. We have a lot of content creators, and Larry is definitely unique in doing so. And we
Oh,
appreciate the
oh,
Bird Gang, Tidy Jones popping through, Uncle Steve. Let me look. Let me look at the list of all the folk, man. We just had royalty in here tonight, and James, Demetrius, Tonio,
Ray
who else? Who
Ellison.
else? Shonda, uh, everybody from the Dixon
That,
Way on the raid,
that's the other
like
half
Winston
of the.
said,
Three
and
dirty.
Three Dirty was in here, man. I mean, we just had the whole. Oh yeah, Dixon Way did come through. He
Yep,
said,
he was
Yeah,
there.
they did a Ray. But he
yeah,
said he about to go to sleep. So, hey, Larry, I'm gonna shout you out the rip.
and see, I think,
It ain't everybody. It ain't everybody that's watching. Please, 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 please. If you have not already subscribed, subscribe to the Dixon Way on YouTube. They got a Facebook page too. Find them on Facebook. Subscribe. Run no comments up. Run no likes up. Great content every time. My go-to when I'm not able to sit there and watch a game, I'm tuning into the Dixon Way. They gonna give you everything straight out of rip, and it's great content every time. Um, Atlanta Bird Game. Big shout out to Tatted. Thank you once again. That's our brother affiliate. Atlanta Bird Game on YouTube, Atlanta Bird Game on Facebook and Facebook group. And oh, Uncle Steve Lounge on YouTube. You can find them on Facebook in Atlanta Bird Game. Big Low Country, Uncle Smitty Sports Machine. Man,
Don't
it's so
forget about
many.
Ron.
Con-
Don't forget
it
Ron.
Ron 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 dipped off here before him. I don't know the name of his channel yet, but
Okay.
he just dipped off too quick for him to sit there and plug the channel. But Ron is on YouTube. He got a show to come on Tuesday at 8 o'clock. I gotta find a name. Soon we find a name, we'll put it in the description. But thank y'all. It's so many people. Oh, Miss B, Miss B, Miss B has a channel that's up and running now.
Yep.
On YouTube. Um, Plug in, subscribe, like, run up her comment, share her content. Let's get her over the threshold because she's doing great content. Miss B, I don't know if you see it, but shout out to you for taking that step.
also, if you take a liking to us, we would appreciate you smashing our like button, as well as
Every once in a while.
Just like Winston said, subscribe and smash the like button. Hey, Red, you can smash our like button now.
I'm finna do it. That's exactly what I'm finna do.
Because see, yeah, you keep forgetting. I'm keeping tabs on every time you don't smash the like button, and that's
Yeah,
at least $150 out of your check every week.
Oh
I'm
man.
I'm
All
I'm
right.
I'm
Y'all
I'm
smash.
I'm ready to smash a button. Kick Red off the goddamn panel.
See, they're your friend.
him, him don't like us.
Yeah, no, him don't like us too good.
Him don't like us.
You know, I was thinking when I'm in the when I'm on the panel, I'm hitting the heart button. You know the little thing they have you when you just listening before you get on StreamYard. And I'm
Yeah,
thinking that, but now I'm thinking you got to go back to the front of the page and hit the little
Yeah,
thumbs up.
you gotta go
hit
to
the
the actual
thumbs up.
YouTube stream.
Hit the
You
thumbs
gotta
up
go
on
to
YouTube.
So the little
what?
emotions on the page don't matter. You got to actually hit the thumbs up.
Yeah, you got to hit the thumbs
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
Okay, all right.
All right,
I got to
so
do that. I got
See,
to do that
see,
with
see,
Titan
see,
too.
see what I'm talking about. See what I'm talking about.
and that's what I told you. I was about to smash that other button. But look, all right. So when you go on when you pull up the YouTube and it sit there and have the like, don't like, whatever live chat down here at the bottom, whatever. You gotta hit that like button first,
Yeah,
and then
for
get in
me.
the chat, and then go and find the stream.
Yeah, No, right, but see, when you go in the live chat, they have like little emojis, and sometimes I be hitting them thinking that's how you like the
No,
page. But
Oh no,
those
no,
are
no.
great too. Those are
Yeah,
great
that
too because they help with the interaction. They help
yeah.
with the interaction. But the
right,
actual like,
I got you. My mistake, it will all the like buttons will be smashed for everybody's page
Your
going forward.
homework assignment is to go back to every show you've been on. Hit the like button.
I'm probably gonna have to do that.
if you want this W-2, you better.
If you want something on your W-2,
Don't worry, I will. I'll
hey,
be doing
hey,
that.
hey, they do have a spot there that said DNW did not
Oh,
work.
Lord, no. They like
They got another spot that say DNP did not get paid.
That didn't get paid.
y'all
All
the
right.
ones.
Hey, man. As always, it was a blast. Gentlemen, enjoy your weekend. Hope your team win. All you guys out there, whoever it is, hope your team win. But you ain't supposed to be rooting but nobody but the Falcons. All right. Hey,
Hey,
y'all take it easy. We'll be
as soon as the head coaching situation come up, we'll be back on. We talk about it.
we on top of it.
All
The
right.
bird gang on top of it, and the eye test is too, cause we gonna find out who it is.
Yeah,
Bye
everybody gonna be
bye.
talking about when they make that decision. Bye. See you, fellas.
Let's go. Let's go.